Okay, excuse me. Good afternoon, everybody. How's everybody? Good to see you guys. Thanks for joining us today. Happy Monday. Welcome to this No Man's Sky Monday. Taking a break from the old GTA shenanigans and insanity. Going to do some No Man's Sky Ugly AF Sentinel Starship hunting, as per usual. Hopefully everybody out there is doing well. Let's get some shouts out of the way. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Give me a sec. Let's check OBS. OBS is looking good. Let's do a microphone check. Microphone check 1, 2, 3. Okay, microphone is working. Stream is a bit behind. Give me 1 sec. Let me refresh my page. Let's go here. Let's get some shouts out of the way. So Operation Katana, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. How are you? Guitar Guy 80, good to see you as always, brother. How are you? Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Totally on the wrong page here. Give me 1 sec. Let's go back here. Everybody out there, Guitar Guy 80 is a fellow content creator. He's part of the Odd Fam. If you guys haven't done so, you know how we do things here. Please go to his YouTube channel. Check that man out. Show him some love. Always support the Odd Fam. Guitar Guy 80, good to see you as always. Give me 1 sec. We need to switch account. All right, do some of that. Okay, now let's go back to the tubes. Let's go back to tube. Okay, now let's try relogging. All right, that's better. Okay, now we're caught up. Okay, who else do we have out there? Ozzy Bob, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Morris, welcome. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Dr. Glock, welcome. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us today. Okay. Oh, excuse me for a sec. Ooh, sorry about that. Okay. I think we are ready. Let's do this. Operation Katana says, still can't wait for the extended look in 3 days. Genuinely looking forward to it. No pun intended. But I will watch it on YouTube, obviously, because I don't have Netflix. But I am pretty pissed at the idea that we are at a point in gaming where one of the biggest publishers in gaming history, Take-Two Interactive, believes that it's a good idea to lock a trailer behind a paywall for 6 hours. So that's where we are. You know, the gaming is in the toilet right now. I swear it is. Anyways, let's see here. Thank you guys so much for being here today. If you guys haven't done so, please do me a huge favor. Hit that like button for me. Helps out the channel a ton. Let's start this party. For anybody out there who's new, please take a second, read and follow the channel rules located in the description section. Very important. And with that being said, we'll leave that disclaimer where it is. Okay, I think we're ready. Let's bring up OBS. OBS is looking good. All right, let's do this. Turn that music off. Turn your radio down. Turn your radio down. Okay, here we go. All right, put that in the background. OBS is good. Let's transition. Okay, so ladies and gents, we are on the Xbox today because for whatever reason, the PC version of No Man's Sky is kind of unstable. It's weird. So we're back on the Xbox today. Now, there are two things we're going to accomplish here at the beginning of the live stream. So Katana says, did you see the Stranger event leak? It was so funny. I'll have to go look for it. I haven't seen it yet. Haven't seen it. Yeah, Morris, exactly. That's one of the reasons why I'm in no hurry to watch it. I'll see it when I see it. So I'll see it when I see it. I'm burned out on GTA 6 and GTA 6 isn't even out yet. Go figure, right? Okay, there are two things we're going to do today. Oh, you know what? I got something to show you guys. I do have something to show you guys. As I was out and about just randomly ugly ship hunting off stream, I found a really cool C-Class with 3+1 supercharged slots just out of nowhere. So I'm going to show this to you guys really quickly, then we'll start. So what we're going to do first and foremost is complete the weekend Nexus mission for some money. We got to go make some money. And from there, I'm going to show this to you guys. Also, Jason Plays. Over a week ago. Jason Plays found a really, really good Sentinel ship. And I'm talking good in terms of appearance. He didn't really have time to hunt for a good class of ship. I think the highest he's found was a B class. But it's a really good looking Sentinel fighter. It's a good looking ship. So I think what we're going to do is hunt for his ship in a sense. We're going to try to find his ship. Okay, so this one, I found this just randomly. I was just out there and about looking around. In fact, believe it or not, Jason Plays found this exact ship. Okay, with the exception of the dorsal stabilizers. The dorsal stabilizers on his ship are straight. They don't have the angled ailerons, if you want to call them that. And his ship also has the deep vent skirts and double-bladed wings. It's also a medium wing ship. Now, the one Jason Plays found is all black. It's black and red. His is black and red. This one is blue with a hint of white and yellow. Moses, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. This is a C-Class 3+1. C-Class 3+1. So, if you guys want this ship, the glyphs are in the lower left-hand corner of the screen. This is the Kiko Galler Galaxy. There is a base in the area. I think I have a comm ball here. I think I do. And I do not. I may have dropped a comm ball with the other save. Let's see if I can drop a comm ball here. Can I? Yes, I can. Yeah, this is a C-Class 3+1. Ozzy Bob says, Rockstar is the farmer, GTA players are the cattle, you're going to get milked. All going to get milked? Already milked. It's already milked. And like I said, I'm so burned out on GTA 6, I don't even care anymore. I'm being honest. GTA 6 is not out yet, and I'm burned out on it. I personally think that Rockstar Games and Take-Two Interactive are getting exactly what they deserve. Now, I'm going to repeat something that I mentioned in a previous live stream, that under no circumstances do I condone any sort of theft or piracy of an intellectual property. That's a crime. Without a doubt, that's a crime. However, with how anti-consumer Rockstar Games and Take-Two Interactive have become, I think they're getting exactly what they deserve. So I have no sympathy for them. I don't care. Like I said, I want to see more stuff leaked, and I would like to see Rockstar Games and Take-Two Interactive burn as a result of it, because they're anti-consumer. If you think about it, this generation of Grand Theft Auto 6 is the first generation where there's no physical disc release. The first generation. And not only that, it's also the first generation, excuse me, where the base minimum price of a video game is $80 freaking dollars. $80 for a video game. That's where we are. So I'm not happy with Rockstar Games and their greedy, anti-consumer business practices. I'm just not happy about it. Okay, done. But yeah, if you guys want this ship, come get it. There is a save beacon and comm ball in the area. Okay, what we're going to do is the Nexus mission. Operation Katana, they've already made that money back. They've already made their money back. They've got it in droves. I did some research, a little bit of research, and apparently within the first week of pre-orders going live for GTA 6, that first week, Rockstar made somewhere between $3.5 to $5.2 billion in pre-order sales alone. Just pre-order sales. That's what the unofficial numbers are. Somewhere between 3.5 and 5.2 billion. Insane. On a game that hasn't released. So yeah, they've made their money back already. Morris says, $80 minimum for video gaming, $900 consoles. How do you say video gaming are for the rich now? Most of the average people are struggling to get groceries. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. I agree. Moses, we're doing well. How are you? Good to see you. Deborah, hello. How are you today? It's good to see you. Thanks for joining us. And Katana, exactly. To get the full experience, it's $100. So that's the other thing that pissed me off about Rockstar Games and Take-Two Interactive. They locked actual portions of the base game behind a $100 paywall. The fact that portions of the game are locked behind a paywall, the base version of the game is $80 and you don't even get the full experience. And there's no physical disc release. I think Rockstar and Take-Two are getting exactly what they deserve. Okay, let's get to the space anomaly, if we can. If we can. Ozzy Bob says, just a guess. But how do we know those pre-order numbers are real? It could be good FOMO strategy to inflate those numbers. Those numbers come from multiple sources. But you are right, it could be FOMO numbers. But then again, if you think about the entire concept of pre-ordering is FOMO. Just the whole thing, the entire idea, concept behind pre-ordering is FOMO, fear of missing out. People are ordering a digital copy, a digital key to access this game. Okay, there are no physical copies of Grand Theft Auto being released, no physical disc versions. So what's the point of pre-ordering a digital game? They're not going to run out of keys. There's no way Rockstar Games will run out of keys. That's just impossible. They can't run out of keys. They can reproduce and print multiple keys for a game, as if a digital game, as many as they want. So the whole concept of pre-ordering a digital game is FOMO. Now, if anything, maybe, just maybe, those pre-order numbers in terms of how much money was made in revenue, those numbers could be inflated for Rockstar shareholders and stockholders. Those numbers could be willfully inflated for that reason. And again, Deborah, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. All right, here we go. Access the Nexus. Okay, so we got to oh my gosh. Do I really have to construct an outpost? I really don't feel like constructing an outpost. Let's make sure we've got this thing set to crafting free. Let's make sure we got this set to crafting free. I don't want to make an outpost. Okay, we're good. We're good. Let's do it. I don't feel like making an outpost. All right, construct. Yeah, exactly. Ozzy Bob, the favorite mission, making a home. Okay, let's go. Mr. Brote, how's it going? It's good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, Deborah, my favorite mission. Yeah, not looking forward to this one, but I hope you guys are all doing well. Thanks for joining us. YouTube, fix your notifications. Did I even get a notification? I still haven't gotten a notification of my own freaking live stream. Good job, YouTube. Good job. Guitar Guy 80 says, this is the one I don't mind, easier than making out or taking out bad robots. For me anyway. I would rather beat up on some Sentinels. I'd rather beat up on the Sentinels than to build an outpost. Building an outpost is not fun. Just out of curiosity, are we in a dissonant system? Just out of curiosity. No, it's a regular system. Never mind. And wow, it's way on the galaxy's edge. Is there even... Oh, wow, there's no space station here. No space station. Okay, well, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, and it's on a hex planet. So Morris says, got the notification yesterday for last week's stream. Yep, YouTube, fix your notifications. Just fix it. Just fix it, YouTube. Just fix it. Yeah, this is the biggest hexagonal planet I've ever seen. All right, let's do this. Let's go build this house on this hexagonal planet. On this anomaly planet. Guitar 80 says, my base, I made it somewhere, is there. We're going to build this base and we're going to tear it down. We'll build it and tear it down. I am not keeping a base here. Deal Hurricane, how's it going? It's good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, the whole debacle with these massive GTA 6 leaks, it's getting out of hand for Rockstar and Take-Two Interactive. It's out of control. It really is. The fact that there is a suspected... This is a gorgeous planet, by the way. There is a suspected pre-beta or potentially pre-release build of GTA 6 somewhere out there that can be released at any point in time, at least according to the so-called leaker there is. That would spell bad news for Rockstar and Take-Two. You know, I would like to have one of these trees in my garden. That's a good-looking tree right there. Okay, we are here. Okay, here we go. Base computer. Yeah, it's funny how this mission is on a random anomaly planet. But that's okay. It's actually pretty cool. It's a good-looking planet. Now, that said, one of my earliest bases on this save is a curious deposit farm. Mr. Bro says, I always name my bases Nexus, a weekend Nexus, and then the date. That's actually a pretty good way to identify your bases, especially if it's just, if you plan on keeping them. Especially if you plan on keeping them. I typically don't keep weekend Nexus bases, if you will, because I use most of my bases for finding starships. If I find a good starship with good supercharged slots, then I will drop a base in that area. That way, if I decide not to claim the ship immediately because I'm almost out of space, I can return to that location and get the ship anytime I want. That's typically what I will do. Okay. Next, so we need a cylindrical room. We need a hollow door. Let's give it a ramp so we can at least get in. Can we put a ramp on this thing? Yes, we can. All right. So we need a straight corridor. How many? 3. Biodoom. Okay. Boom. Okay. Biodome 1, cuboid. Cuboid? Boo. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, Deborah says, usually they send you to a miserable planet. Surprisingly not today, though. Surprisingly not today. Before we do that, let's add a glass roof straight corridor. There we go. One of those. All right. We need 6 cuboids. That's easy enough. Okay, so Next up is we got to drop some flags. There we go. All right, easy enough. So 2 flags, 2 kite pattern rugs, and what is that? 4 square standing lights. So we need a patterned rug. Hanging cables, flags. Hold on. There we go. So we needed 2 of these, right? Yep. And you know what? We'll put one on the wall. There we go. One on the wall, one on the floor. Perfect. Okay, next. I hate this. Exactly. Incoming storm. Katana says, would it be crazy if the extended look ended up being a leak too? That'd be insane. That would be absolutely insane. Okay, so what else do I need? Oh, lights. Standing, squared standing lights. Got it. Let's see. Light box, light floor, table. There we go. If I can walk in my house, thank you. I don't even care. I trust me, I don't care. There we go. 4 of those. Is that it? That's it. It's done. Ugliest base ever, I swear. Okay, let's get this thing uploaded. All right, that's it. It's done. Yeah, never really built with the cuboid rooms. I'll probably have to try that one day. Okay, that's done. We are finished. Okay, delete base. Because it's absolutely horrendous. Guitar Guy 80 says, I found out that as a royal, I can now get the sage green flags and banners, not just the weavers. That is kind of strange. I really wish Hello Games would have unlocked all of those for everyone. I kind of wish they had unlocked that for everybody. Okay, let's get up to the space anomaly and get that money. So Usail Arcade says, if I can bring up my page again, hold on. Give me a second. My YouTube page just crashed again. I swear. Give it a second. Let me bring this up. So says, since you put bases on ship locations, I take it the ships respawn. I ask because I think offline mode works on different rules. Ships don't seem to respawn. The ships do respawn over time, just like multi-tools. They'll both respawn over time. The problem, of course, is that if you drop a base in the location of a crashed and abandoned ship, and you set up a landing pad, then what will happen is that an NPC will typically come by and take the ship. Now, if it's just a base there, and you've already claimed the ship, there is a strong chance that the ship will respawn. So yeah, ships do respawn over time. Give me a second. I gotta close my browser. Yeah, YouTube is not cooperating today. Yeah, very, very old laptop here. Hold on. Close window. Give it a second. All right, we'll keep the other window open. Okay, let's get to the space anomaly and get this money. But yeah, ships do respawn over time. It may take them a while. It may take them a while to respawn, but they typically respawn, even after you've claimed them. Now, the deal is that if you're playing in multiplayer, and you're hunting for starships, it's always a better idea to disable multiplayer. And that's because anybody in your save iteration in multiplayer can take a ship or multi-tool from you, at which point you'll have to wait for it to respawn. Which is why whenever I'm hunting for Sentinel ships or multi-tools, I always play solo. All right, let's go. Let's do this. Now, that being said, so Mr. Brote says Twitch drops for No Man's Sky starts tomorrow, right? Are we getting Twitch drops? Are we actually getting Twitch drops? I haven't seen any new information on the Cosmos update. I've seen nothing on it. There's a lot of speculation, but so far I have seen nothing on Twitch drops for No Man's Sky. I know we get Twitch drops twice a year, but I have seen no new information on Cosmos, and I'm talking nothing. Okay, can we get this thing going again? All right, we are back. So, Mr. Brote says Elon Paul posted it. Interesting. So Ozzy Bob says time to hire a secretary. Oh, nope. That's a whole lot of nope. You have somebody else to nag? No, thank you. Mr. Brote says, well, maybe he said next week. Deborah says, why would Twitch drops start tomorrow? Again, this is the first I've heard of it. This is the first I've heard. I'm not sure how accurate it is, and I'm not saying that Elon Paul is mistaken, but I haven't seen any new information regarding the Cosmos update. Nothing. Now, I think the information regarding Twitch drops probably pertains to the to Gamescom, because Gamescom starts this week, and Gamescom is a huge games conference that takes place in Germany. That's going on all week, and Hello Games is expected to appear there. So we may see something about the update this week. But as far as Twitch drops, I have heard nothing. Okay, that's done. We got the money, and we got liquid explosive. Ew. Can I put that in the freighter? Yeah, I think we're going to put that in the freighter. Let's see here. Freighter. Yeah, we'll just put that in the freighter. All right, perfect. Okay, let's get out of here. Let's go back to where we were. Now, what we're going to do next, if I can learn how to walk, we're going this way. What we're going to do next is hunt for that Sentinel ship that Jason Plays found. And I should have the glyphs. I should have the glyphs for it. Ozzy Bob says, Guitar Guy 80, only 2 million views to get on shorts. You know what? I have quite a few things I would like to say about that. But YouTube made it that much more difficult for small content creators to get to become partnered. They did. And it's unfortunate because that's the only way they can combat the AI slop that's literally propagating on YouTube. It's propagating on this platform. But it's also a product of their own design, because at one point YouTube pushed the idea of creating AI-generated content. Here's the deal. The more content on YouTube's platform, the more they can push ads on that content, and the more money they earn. So I don't see what the problem is. Yeah, Ozzy Bob, the view numbers for shorts, they used to be 1 million. 1 million. Now it's 2 million. Or what was it, 10 million or 20 million? No, it's worse than that. It's even worse than that. It is. But here's the deal. When I was I think at 800 subscribers on my channel, a long time ago, before becoming partnered, I said to myself, there's no way that I can get the 4,000 watch hours at the time to, we got to go to a planet, hold on, to, meet the minimum requirements for becoming a YouTube partner, because apparently the YouTube partner program now requires, it still requires, I should say, 1,000 subscribers, and now it requires 8,000 watch hours. Back in the day, it was only 4,000. So, I found the best way to get those watch hours was to host live streams. Live streaming will get you the watch hours needed. And it's 8,000. Now it's 8,000 watch hours over the course of an entire year. Back then it was like over the course of 60 days or so, or it was 4,000 over 60 days, or whatever the case may be. I can't remember. It's been so long. But now you got to have 8,000 over the course of a year. So that's the thing. Let's go to Portal Base 3. Okay, let's get the glyphs for Jason Play's ship. And this is a starship that Jason Plays found. This is a ship that they found, that he found 8 days ago during a previous stream. So we're going to go hunt for that one. So Annette, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Says, do you think GTA is going to be 30 or 60 FPS? You're talking about GTA 6? I think GTA 6 on both consoles will be at 30 FPS. I think it'll be 30 FPS. Even on the PlayStation 5 Pro, I think it'll run at 30 FPS. Now, that being said, until we can actually get hands-on and play test it, it could run at 60 because we haven't released, or we haven't reached the full potential of either the Series X or the PlayStation 5 or 5 Pro. Now, I would go out on a limb and say that GTA 6 could run at 60 FPS on the Series X and the 5 and 5 Pro, but not on the Series S. The Series S is an underpowered console and it won't work. I think you'll get 30 FPS on the Series S. Usail Arcade, I think it has been, but I'm not entirely sure. There's a good chance that on the Series X and 5 Pro, it'll run at 60 FPS. Okay, so let's get the pictures. Let's see here. Let's see if I can find it. There it is. Jason Plays Black and Red Medium Sentinel Fighter Euclid. Let's open it up. If it ever opens. There we go. We just need the glyphs. Perfect. Okay, activate the portal. Okay, so this is Balloon, the Sun, Half Moon, Dino, Sun, Black Hole, Half Moon, Bird is the word. You see what you guys did. Triforce, and YMCA. All right, let's go check out this ship. Close that, close that. Yeah, Gataga 80, the sun is the fun, right? So Ozzy Bob says, can I ask, what's the purple radioactive protection in your exosuit? You know what? Didn't realize I had that. Purple radioactive protection. This one? What is this? Quantum Gamma Shield. I think it's purple because it's supercharged. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's... You're talking about this one, right? It's purple because it's supercharged. So if we move it, it's blue. So it's only purple because it's supercharged. So yeah, it's in one of the supercharged slots. So all right, let's make a restore point. So, and it says, been playing Red Dead 2 yesterday for an hour and I couldn't get used to the frame rate. Maybe it needs a while. Red Dead 2 is permanently locked at 30 FPS. And it shouldn't be. There's no reason why Red Dead can't run at 60. But that being said, I think that's one of the reasons why, you know, speaking of which, remember back when in 2022 when Rockstar Games, they ended support for Red Dead Redemption 2 and Red Dead updates for Red Dead Online? That's because Rockstar redirected the majority of the staff for Red Dead to work on GTA 6. So that's one of the reasons why I think Red Dead is only running at 30 FPS, but it can totally run at 60. There's no reason why it shouldn't be. All right, I think we're in the right system. All right, let's look around. This is Answers to None. Yep, this is the right planet. We are still in the Euclid Galaxy, by the way. Yes, we are. Let's look around. Look around before we go. Let's see what we got here. Anything good? Oh, we got some money over there. Hold on. Give me that money. Give me that money. Give me that money. And remember, radiant shards equal money. Let's go. Hold up. Bro, get out of here. Get wrecked. Okay. Okay, let's go check out this ship that Jason Plays found. DJ Bones, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. And it says, I'm just thinking about those intense missions in GTA while driving and shooting at 30 FPS. How's that going to be? If you're playing on Series X or Series S right now, and you're playing the enhanced version of Grand Theft Auto, a good indicator of exactly what GTA 6 will look like at 30 FPS is if you set the game to ray tracing, or should I say quality. If you set the ray tracing to quality and not performance. I always play on ray tracing performance or performance mode for the 60 FPS. But if you play on ray tracing quality, it drops the FPS down to 30. And that'll give you an idea of exactly what playing Grand Theft Auto 6 at 30 FPS will be like. So you're on PS5. It works the same way. It's in the game settings. It's not in the actual console settings. So if you set it to your ray tracing, I should say, to quality, it'll drop the frame rate down to 30. That'll give you an idea of what playing the game will be like. Shelly Hunt, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. How are you? Red Dead is a masterpiece. I agree. Red Dead is an excellent game. It is. It is unfortunate that Rockstar chose, we need to get into ship, that Rockstar chose to end support for Red Dead Online, I should say. And when I say end support, I mean they ended the any sort of major title updates. Any major title updates. So, Katana says, anyone know how much this game goes for on Xbox? If it's not on sale, I think it sells for 60. I think it's 60 bucks. Shelly Hunt, we're doing well. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. It's good to see you. Yeah, I think it sells for 60. Now, once it goes on sale, it'll usually be 60% off, so you can probably pick it up for 25 or 26 bucks. But with a major update coming out probably this week, you should probably wait until the platforms put it on sale before buying it. All right, let's go check out Jason Plays' ship. Now, this is a ship that Jason Plays found over a week ago. It is a really, really good-looking ship. I'm talking, it is one of the most pissed-off looking, angry, just malcontent Sentinel ships I'd ever seen in my life. This ship is pissed. This is a pissed-off Sentinel ship. You guys got to see this one. It's got teeth and everything. And I hope you guys are all doing well. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. If you haven't done so, please hit the like button for me. Helps out the channel a ton. We're officially on the Ugly AF Sentinel ship hunt, but we're stopping for a brief second to check out one of Jason Play's ship finds. Usail Arcade says, I wish they put hollow arenas in minor settlements. I don't see why they can't. They put them in the trading outpost, so technically it should work. Exquisite, how's it going? It's good to see you. Thanks for joining us. And yes, there are planets with acid rain. Yes, we call those toxic planets. Yes, they do exist. So here's the ship. This ship is amazing. Check this one out. I'm not sure if anybody here remembers watching Jason Play's live stream either 8 days ago or the one he did this past Friday, where he was on his outlaw speed, not a speed run, but he's running an outlaw playthrough. And this is the ship he found. Look at this. Look at that ship. Look at this. Now, I'm not sure what this is, but this is, or the class that is, but this is a, let's get rid of the vignette. Hold on. Can barely see it. Let's get rid of the vignette. Get some sunlight over here. Thank you. Let's get some sunlight over here. Dang it. There we go. All right, that's better. So this is a medium Sentinel fighter. Medium Sentinel fighter. There we go. That's better. Medium Sentinel fighter, a dorsal and ventral tie stabilizers, double-bladed wings, vented skirt wings, medium wings with wingtip thrusters, and the tie stabilizers have they've got thrusters. Tie stabilizers have thrusters. This is a fully outfitted ship. Plus, as you can see, it's got a jaw with fangs. This one's got fangs on it. This one's got fangs. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Yeah, this is a good looking ship right here. This one is basically it's a total package. It's got everything you want. So if you guys want this ship, this is the Euclid Galaxy. This is Jason Play's find. This is courtesy of him. So this is his ship. He gets credit for it. But this is a good looking ship. Glyphs are in the lower left hand corner of the screen. I don't know what class of system we're in. So what do we have here? Okay, this is a B class. I think this is the one Jason Play's found. I think it's the same name. Aeron S5 B9. I think this is the one he found. Okay. So this is the B class. I say we take this one up to the space station and check out its supercharge slots. Let's run this one up to the station and check it out. This is a good looking ship. It's black and red. I mean, you can't get much better than that. That's a very good color combo. Oh, you can keep your poop, pal. You can keep your poop, pal. Keep your poop, buddy. Let's drop a base computer and get this thing up to the station. This I gotta see. But yeah, this ship was found by Jason Plays. Good looking ship, by the way. Very nice. I would pick it up now for my collection, but I don't really have the space for it. So if it's a good ship with good supercharged slots, we'll drop a base and we'll reserve this one. But we got to find out first. Okay, let's go. And I hope everybody out there is doing well. If I miss somebody out there in chat, it's not being done on purpose. Just sound off again for me in chat without spamming, and we'll get caught up as quickly as humanly possible. That's a good looking ship, man. That is a really good looking ship. So, shout out to Jason Plays. That's a gorgeous ship. Okay, we want... Cylindrical room. All houses have a door. All houses have a ramp. Maybe. Maybe. Let's give it some power. There we go. Teleporter. Solar panels. And I know there's an easier way to do this with the memory fragments or class memory fragments, but we don't have them. We don't have class memory fragments. So yeah, we're doing this the traditional way. All right. And save point. Okay, cool. Yeah, like I said, that's a good looking ship. Also, if you guys notice that you're a few minutes behind in the stream, try refreshing your page. Yeah, refresh your page, and that should bring you up to speed.
Technology recharge.
All right, there we go. All right, let's go to the station and check this one out, man. Hold on, we got to fix the chat again. Hold on, fix chat. You know, my chat's freezing, I swear. Oh, give me a second. Yeah, chat's frozen on me again. Okay, close that if we can. Close window. Thank you. Reopen. Give me 1 sec. Chat keeps freezing on me, so I got to refresh my page. Let's see. Go back to my channel. If at all possible. Thank you. Yeah, chat froze on me for no reason. Give me 1 sec. Okay, switch that back to live. There we go. Yeah, Katana, I need a new freaking laptop. That's what I need. Give me a second. Give me 1 sec. Yeah, I think I see a FAFO incoming. Give me a second. Who is this? So Nasem Aten, read the channel rules in the description section before you post in my chat again. Okay.
Thermal protection falling.
Yeah, you're on thin ice, son. Read the channel rules. Okay, you know what? Screw it. You already went through the ice. Let's get you out of here. Yeah, we're not even going to play around with that. Goodbye. There we go. Problem solved. Pick up your FAFO certificate on the way out. Enjoy your permanent ban. All right, kick rocks, son. Next time, learn some manners. Okay. Okay. Oh, we got to go to the space station. And we haven't been to the space station in this system, but we can do that. Let's go to the previous system. Perfect. Yeah, Morris, YouTube is usually that happens with ads. If YouTube pushes a lot of ads, it can push a stream for the viewer, depending on what platform you're watching on, whether it's Android or PC or whatever the case may be, can push it behind a little bit. I'm playing YouTube. I'm playing this on the Xbox, but I'm also streaming it to my streaming PC. That's where I'm doing the encoding and uploading. I'm rewatching chat on a separate laptop, on a separate device. But for whatever reason, it's not cooperating today. Pen Lapidari, how's it going? It's good to see you. Thanks for joining us. But that's okay. That's why we've got a second display. Okay, so what do we have here? Oh, you know what? We never claimed it. we never claimed the ship. We can reload. Hold on. Let's go back. Yeah, we kind of got distracted.
Inventory full.
All right, let's go. Okay, glass. Sorry about that. Brain. Pugnium.
Technology prepared.
Okay, this could be a 3+1. Let's get it up to the station and find out. Not expecting a whole lot out of this one, but let's go find out. And thank you guys for stopping by. If you guys haven't done so, please hit the like button for me. Helps out the channel a ton. All right, space station, any station will do. There we go. So Penn says I'm watching this on a 70-inch TV. Oh, look at look at Penn out there flexing on everybody. You got Penn out there flexing on everyone. Penn's out there flexing on everybody. I still got to replace my TV. My TV is that thing's been broken for like a year. DJ Bone says, I got a PS4 yesterday, 2 games, controller, $90. Ooh, man, that's a good deal. You got a steal deal on that one. A PlayStation 4? Nice. Yeah, I'm actually in the market for a PlayStation 4. 4 Pro, that is. You know, we talk about this a lot, but games ownership and games preservation is very important to me. So with Sony being as anti-consumer as they are, I mentioned this before. I'm going to say it again. If you own a PlayStation or a PlayStation 4 or 4 Pro, you have the best console generation ever made of any console. And that's why I'm in the market for a PlayStation 4. Because that's the generation where the CEO of Sony, not Sony, but CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment, specifically said, we want you to trade your games. Trade your games, sell your used games, do whatever. That was the best gaming generation. So that's why I'm in the market for a PlayStation 4. 4 Pro, that is. I just got to get some funds together and get around to it. All right, so what do we got here? What is this? Okay, we want to upgrade class. Next. So, Usail Arcade says, hey, man, want to thank you for those 2 Corvette tutorials. I made an ASP on another save. Now I'm kind of stoked about making the Diamondback Explorer. I appreciate you watching them. Thank you. What I would like to do is another Corvette tutorial. The problem is that I don't have a very good aesthetic for building. And one of the biggest problems I have with building ships or building corvettes specifically is, getting, de-uglifying the ship, because you start with these boxy halves, but, adding fairings and wings and everything else can only go so far. So that's the most difficult part, finding the proper wings and the proper configuration to get rid of the ugliness while making the ship, the Corvette, look like a Corvette. And that's like the biggest problem I've had with it. So what do we got? That is the weirdest configuration I've ever seen. That's just weird. That's weird. But kind of figured this is what it would be. So technically it's a 2 + 1 and 1. Okay. All right. So we know what it is. Let us see here. Okay, let's reload. That was the weirdest one. Yeah, Guitar Guy 80, you were pretty close. You were pretty close. So Ozzy Bob says, if you got a big TV, get a desktop. You can get great builds for just a bit more than a laptop. Oh, yeah, exactly. If you have a big TV, just get a desktop PC. But no, what I'm using to stream on right now is a desktop. Okay, so this ship is not really worth keeping, so let us remove the base. We're not going to keep this here. But what we can do is, let's pick this up. This planet does suck, by the way. So let's delete base. Let's find a camp. And what we'll do is set this planet up to hunt some other time, because I really think there's a really good looking ship somewhere on this planet. Okay, let's grab this one. Since we know what it is, we can scrap it later. I am curious. Let's go find a camp. I am curious. What type of system are we in? Is this a Corvax? Because I also need to get a new multi-tool. So that's something else we can look for. All right, let's go find a camp. Let's find an autophage camp. And what we'll do is set that one up to hunt, and we'll move on to the next system.
Alert. Navigational data received.
Yeah, this is a good-looking ship, man. Look at this one. Now, that's a ship. That's a ship right there. But its supercharged slots are a mess. So, yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing. And this planet kind of sucks. All right, here we go. Okay, so it is a Sentinel rifle, which is a good thing. That's nice. Sentinel rifle. Let's drop a base computer here. And what I'll do is, off hours, I'll come back to this planet and hunt for this ship, because I think there's a really good ship somewhere on this rock. Morris says, I have a PC, but I can't use it because it needs graphics card and RAM. Upgrade prices are my issue. That's my issue, too. I recently, and I'm talking a couple of months ago, just bought a brand new GPU. To replace my GTX 1080 in my older system. The problem, of course, now is that DRAM, and if this is an older system, running on DDR4, which should technically be cheaper, but it's still really expensive. So for me to get 32 gigs of DDR4 is like almost $300. It's really, really expensive. So that's why I haven't upgraded it yet. Now, the funny thing is that I have 2 additional 16 gig kits sitting in my closet, but those are 16 gig kits, and you're not supposed to mix and match RAM types. You can, but your RAM is going to run at the base frequency. And that RAM is supposed to be able to run at 3,600 mega transfers per second. It's DDR4, so it's double data rate. But it'll run at the base frequency, and that's one of the reasons why you don't mix and match RAM. Because the system would be unstable. Okay, let's drop a cylindrical room. Give it a door because all houses have doors. There we go. They won't mind if I put a house here in front of their camp. Thank you. Let's give it some power. Biofuel reactor, battery. Teleporter. And a save point. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Ozzy Bob says DDR4 is fine for RAM. I'm running an RTX 4070. It can handle No Man's Sky at 8K. Full ultra graphics is fine. Yeah, the RAM is not the problem. Should I say the type of RAM is not the problem. DDR is DDR. RAM is RAM. The difference between DDR4 and DDR5 is that it's a different spec of RAM. It's just a newer spec of it. That's all. And DDR5 runs faster. It's got a higher frequency for mega transfers. That's the only difference. DDR4 is an older generation, but the RAM works fine. RAM is it's volatile storage on your system. It doesn't matter whether it's supported on a newer platform or an older platform. It does the same thing. So DDR4 is just fine for RAM. I'm not upgrading from AM4 anyway. I'm going to stay on AM4. AM5 is too expensive. And we're talking about the current generation of motherboard and CPU for AMD. They're AM5 right now. My systems are all AM4. And they work just fine. Okay, let's put some windows on this mofo. Every house has a window. Hey! We got a new sub. Who do we have out there? So, Swiss Forever, welcome to the Odd Ones. Everybody, let's get some 07s out there in chat right now. Proper hand salute to Swiss Forever. Welcome to the Odd Ones. Thank you for your subscription. Welcome aboard. Look at these guys walking around in my house. Bro, get out of my house. Here we go. Put some windows so we can see where we're going. And we can see what we're looking at. Perfect. Okay. Let's save. Let's get a new screenshot. All right. Screenshot. And like I said, what we will do is come back and there we go. Let's bring the ship here. We'll come back. I'll come back off stream and hunt for that starship. I want to get to the next system. Yeah, Ozzy Bob built a house right in their front yard. You bet. Okay, I'll capture a new screenshot while it's sunny outside. There we go. Perfect. That way we can get... First of all, let's get a better shot of the ship so we can see what's here. There we go. Perfect. We'll call this one... Let's make it easy. Let's call this one Jason Plays. Jason plays Senti ship. Oh. And perfect. All right, there we go. Jason plays Senti ship planet. Okay, so now we know what it is. I am curious. I would like to see what this multi-tool is. So let's make a new save point before we interact with anything. Since we know what the ship is here. And we're not going to keep that B class only because I don't have space. I don't have any more ship space, so we got to scrap it, unfortunately. Scan memory registers. Okay. Six, 11, 1. Six, 11, and 1. So 6 plus 11 plus 1. That's 18. Okay, deactivate multi-tool seal. And we actually don't need to find a ship. I mean, we can. Let's just for the sake of argument, let's do it. Just for the sake of argument. Just because. And I hope you guys are all doing well. Thanks for joining us today. If you haven't done so, please hit the like button for me. Helps out the channel a ton. Okay, let's take a look at that multi-tool. What do we got? Excuse me, sir. Coming through. What do we got? It's a B class with 2 connected supercharge slots. This one could be pretty good. S-class scanner. Ooh, that's a good one. Look at that. That's a really good scanner upgrade. Not bad. Okay. Not bad. Let's go check out that ship before we head out of here. So Morris says, my TV is a 24-inch. I saw it on Black Friday sale a couple of years ago for $60. Oh, that's a steal, man. It's a Sony, so I said, yes, please, I'll take it. Sony TV for $60 is a steal. That's a steal, man, without a doubt. You got a good deal on that one. So, Ozzy Bob says, Morris, check out TCL, more brand, more pixels per buck. Now, I am on the hunt for a new TV myself. It's a toss-up for me between Hisense and TCL. Hisense is not bad. TCL is much better. But they both cost about the same. The only reason I haven't replaced the TV yet is because I don't have a need for it. You know, if I'm watching DVDs or something like that, I'll typically watch on my laptop because that's where my laptop's got a DVD drive on it, or Blu-ray drive. So I'll typically just watch on the laptop anyway. Stuart Laker, how's it going? It's good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, YouTube still hasn't given me a notification of my own freaking live stream. YouTube, you guys suck. Let's take a really quick look at this Sentinel ship. And we're right next to a planetary archive. That means this Sentinel ship's going to be ghosted. Yeah, Stuart Laker. Notifications didn't go out for some reason. So Penn says I'll stick to my LG. You know, LG is just way too freaking expensive. LG is too expensive, man. They cost a lot of money. Okay, so what do we got? It is... Oh, it's another B. It's the same ship. Same ship. Same ship, same supercharged slot configuration. Same ship. Same ship. This one probably has better slots on it. I am curious. Let's take a really quick look. We know what that one is. Let's take a really quick look at this. Yeah, Planetary Archive right there. Can we walk in? Okay, we can interact with it. Okay. Let's take a really quick look at this one.
Technology repaired.
Oh, no, they're different. Supercharged slots are completely different on this. They're completely different. Well, the name is different, too. Hold on a second. Reload that. Reload. 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 Oh, my goodness. Yeah, Guitar Guy 80, they are different ships, but for whatever reason, the names came up the same. This I gotta see. I gotta see this again. That's really weird. And thank you guys so much for being here today. If you haven't done so, please hit the like button for me. Helps out the channel a ton.
Inventory full.
Okay, get out of the hole, please. Thank you. Get out of the hole. Okay, so this is my ship, S5B9. This one. This one also says S5B9. But this is a completely different ship. Okay, what are the chances this one has better supercharged slots? I am curious.
Thermal protection falling.
We will hunt. I'll hunt for this one off camera. What do we got here for junk? Okay, runaway mold. Not expecting much. Let's drop a save beacon. I'll come back and we'll hunt for this one some other time. Let's paint this one red. All right, we'll paint that one red. And we'll come back. Okay. This is a good-looking ship, though, by the way. I hate to scrap it. I really hate to scrap it. Yeah, Pen, I would swap it, but if it's a good ship with good supercharged slots, once I swap that ship, I'm pretty much stuck with it. And I don't really have the space to pick up another ship right now, so we'll come back and hunt. We'll have to come back and hunt for it some other time. I think it's time to head back to the El Cupolos Galaxy, or excuse me, to the Kiko Galaxy. It's time to get back onto the ugly ship hunt. But this is a good-looking ship right here. This one was found by Jason Plays. That's a gorgeous ship. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have the space for additional ships. Katana says, are you limited ships per galaxy? No, you're limited ships per total. So you can have a total of 12 active ships in your inventory. That's on your player character. You could have an additional 18 in storage on your freighter, but you have to have a freighter to have those additional storage slots. So you can have up to 30 total ships. Trust me when I say it's really easy to get 30 ships in this game. It is really easy to get 30 ships. I'm talking real easy. But yeah, this is a gorgeous ship right here. It's a shame I have to scrap it. Yeah, Ozzy Bob, exactly. I want all the Sentinel ships. Well, not all of them. I don't want the ugly ones. Ugly Sentinel ships can stay where they are, but I want all the ships. It is a pretty good-looking ship. I like this one. Normally, I'm not really a fan of the vented skirt wings, but they actually work on this one. Guitar Guy 80 says, I made a new save for the Swarm Expedition, and it's already full. Yep. Yep, had the same thing happen to me. It does not take long. It doesn't take long at all. All right, let's get to the space station. Let's scrap this thing. Yeah, I would keep it, but the supercharged slots kind of suck. So I'm going to hunt for this one off camera. We'll do that off stream. And I think it's a good time to head back to the Kiko Galler Galaxy. We are here. Yeah, this is a gorgeous ship. Ozzy Bob says, so buying a space station with lots of ship storage, would be an awesome addition to the game. It would be. I would love to be able to buy a space station. But see, I am very suspicious. I think for the Cosmos update, I think there's going to be like an economic overhaul. I think what's going to happen is that we will be able to literally rebuild and repopulate abandoned star systems. Because if you think about it, an abandoned star system is completely useless. I think as part of the Cosmos update, not the entirety, but as part of it, I think we'll be able to repopulate abandoned star systems, and with that, we'll be able to not capture, but either rebuild or perhaps build, I should say, space stations. I do think that's a thing, man. That's ugly. It's ugly. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I hate to have to scrap this ship, but because I'm out of space, we don't have a choice. Okay, so let's go ahead and scrap this one. Yeah, Ozzy Bob, that's what I think is going to happen. I do think we're going to get a chance to, if nothing else, literally repopulate abandoned star systems. So Pin Lapidari says, I want to build one that matches the one from 2016. Oh, like the original space stations. Those are still in the game, believe it or not. Yeah, the original space stations from 2016 are still in the game. Those are the abandoned space stations. They're essentially the abandoned space stations, so they actually exist. Super Sad Panda, how's it going? It's good to see you. Thanks for joining. Yeah, put a Walmart in there too. A Walmart or a Costco. Okay, we want to begin salvage because there's no reason to keep this one. Yeah, supercharged slots are pretty bad. It's a good-looking ship. Supercharged slots suck. Yeah, look at the Gek with the James Brown hairstyle. What is this? Hey, pal. Let's request dialect help. Travel. All right. Noise. Yeah, the Gek with the James Brown hairstyle. Yeah, welcome to Space Mart. Okay, let's see. We picked up some tritium, didn't we? Yes, we did. Put that in the ship. We got some B-class upgrades we can sell. All right, let's see. Let's swap ships to this one, I think. Not that one. Wrong ship, buddy. That was a 3+1, by the way. Yeah, I got too many ships. There we go. Okay, I'm using this one to store all of this whenever I scrap a ship. All right, get the daily driver back out here and we'll start. We're going to head back to the Kiko Galler Galaxy. Yeah, I hated to have to scrap that ship, but no choice. Literally no choice. Yeah, that was a good-looking ship. If anybody out there is just joining us, Jason Plays, as everybody knows, is one of the biggest No Man's Sky creators on the platform. He found an awesome Sentinel ship, in terms of its appearance at least anyways, during his previous Outlaw live stream. So If you guys are interested, scroll back a few minutes in the line. Well, scroll back about 30 minutes in the stream and you'll find it. Glyphs and everything. It's a gorgeous ship. I do recommend people checking it out. Okay, so we want to purchase and sell. We're going to hold on to these S-Class just in case I find another good ship. Always keep the S-Class, sell everything else. Okay, hold it. Hold the phone. Pump the brakes. Pump the brakes. We got an armored Raven Nose. What do we got here? Armored Raven Nose Solar. What do you got for me, buddy? Hold on. Whoa, 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 whoa. There's a blue Rasa fighter right over there. Oh my God, we're hitting pay dirt. Hold on. What do we got? And it's got crescent wings. And it's got crescent, bro. Hold on. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. Hold on. Well, let's catalog this. This one is a keeper. Look at that. Look at this. Look at this armored Raven Nose Solar. If we can get a good look at it. There we go. There we go. Crescent wings. So let's get rid of the vignette because I hate the vignette. This is a good-looking solar ship. That is a dark red or burgundy. Looks like burgundy. And chrome. That's a good-looking solar right there. So, this is a Raven Nose solar ship, armored wings and crescent sails. Green crescent sails. Very nice ship. Silent Night, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. How's it going? UCL Arcade says, as someone who went back to school to become a network engineer, I'm absolutely ticked by some things here, like there being 256 galaxies and the portal glyphs equaling the hexadecimal. It's funny you should mention that, by the way. No, I went to college. I graduated college with a degree in computer science. So I kind of know what you mean. That's a good-looking ship, by the way. That's a good-looking ship. Again, glyphs in the lower left-hand corner of the screen. This is the Euclid Galaxy. This one is a keeper. That one's a keeper. Green crescent sails on that one. Very nice. Over here. I don't know about you guys. I am a huge fan of the Rasa-style fighters, Rasa-style cockpits. Now, this one is actually pretty cool. I like the wings. The very interesting color scheme on the wings here. You got blue and beige on the wings. That's different. That's different. So this one has a combination of triple box thrusters, and those are Starscream and Shockwave wings. Yeah, the box wings here. Those are Starscream, and those are Shockwave wings. If I'm not mistaken, Ricey's Starship Emporium would know that. Ricey's would know that. But this is not bad. Guitar Guy 80 says, I'm self-taught, that's why I know nothing. Yep, same here. All right, let's get a look at this one. That's a good-looking ship right there. Okay, so let's get it. Glyphs are in the lower left-hand corner of the screen if you want it. Very nice. Otherwise, going, gone. All right. Okay, we are in Euclid, so let's go back to where we were. Let's go back to the original galaxy. I mean, or, you know, we can hunt in Euclid too. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter where we hunt. Let's see. Okay, let's go back to Kiko Gowler. Let's do it. And thank you guys for stopping by. If you haven't done so, please hit the like button for me. Helps out the channel a ton. Ozzy Bob says, 15 years back, I could code HTML, Java, and more. Now I look at my code and ask, how did I do that? Ozzy Bob, when I was studying for my computer science degree, I studied... everybody did Visual Basic. I did Visual Basic. We did some COBOL, Visual Basic, I did Visual C Sharp, Visual C++. I still have the original software for that, by the way. Yeah, Visuals. I got Visual Basic and Visual C Sharp. I got the software for that. It runs on Windows. Windows 7. I think it runs on Windows 7. Okay, we're here. Yeah, Katano says all I can do is hello world. Yeah, exactly. Okay, we're here. Let's go. Boris says the only reason I went to college is because I wanted a master's degree in music. I only took one class of music of my courses. Grandma taught me how to read sheet music. I've been playing music since I was 7. Nice. Nice. So, Morris, did you finish? Kitaga already says, I made myself a very basic website using HTML. It has all my links, so it helps me out. That's what I did. I actually did that as part of a previous course of college study that I was working on at the time. Yeah, I ended it because I said, yeah, we're just not going to do this anymore. Okay, so we have, hold it, dissident. We do need to go to a Corvax system anyway. So Morris says I got a master's degree in music. Nice. Nice. Excellent, man. That's excellent. That is excellent. Yeah, I went to college. I graduated with a degree in computer science. I said, yeah, I'll take my degree, and I'm walking right out the front door. Walked right out the front door. I said, thank you. Goodbye. Graduated with honors, too, by the way. Buckle up. Let's go. What's up, brother? How's it going? It's good to see you. Thanks for joining us, man. How are you? Everybody out there, Buckle Up. Let's Go is a fellow content creator. He's part of the Odd Fam. If you guys haven't done so, you know what you do. Please go to his YouTube channel. Check that man out. Show him some love. Always support the Odd Fam. Always support the Odd Fam. Buckle up. Let's go. Good to see you, man. Hold on. How many multi-tools do I have on me? Just out of curiosity. So I got 5. You know what? Let's put that multi-tool back. Let's put this one away because I'm not going to use it. Let's put this one up. The dire wasp. Let's put the dire wasp up. Yeah. Let's put this one away. Because we're not going to use that one. Let's make sure we put that one away. Yeah, I went back to school for a second college degree, and I said, yeah, I think I'm done. Because at my old age, I kind of get stubborn. Okay, hold it. Scan the planets. Guitar Guy says, I taught myself HTML 20 years ago, forgot most of it now. Yeah, well, that's how it was, or that's how it is for me with Visual C Sharp. It wasn't difficult to learn. Visual C Sharp was actually relatively easy because it's Visual C Sharp. Because you're working in a visual environment, the only difficult thing about it was the actual coding on the back end. Marco DeLow, what's up, brother? How's it going? It's good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Just taking a second to get caught up on the chat. So we got a Hot Planet, Sub-Zero, Frostbound, Baron. It's got 6 fauna. It should be okay. Terraforming and Humid. Boo. All right, let's go. Katana says, I never went to college. That's fine. That's fine. There is nothing wrong with that. You know, one thing I've learned, and I'm going to say this, one thing I've learned a long time ago, especially, you know, having worked in a career where I used to work, I'm not going to discuss that, but There are a lot of college-trained idiots out there that are book smart. They're book smart, but they have no practical aptitude whatsoever. None. Those are the people that I used to work for. Never again. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at that. Now, that being said, there's nothing wrong with either course. You pursue your course in life as it fits for you. You do what's best for you in your life. For me, it was smart. It was better for me to go to college, get a degree, and graduate, of course, and then take it from there. And then I went back to college to pursue a second college degree and said, "Yeah, I think I'm done with this." Jonathan Price, Jonathan Price, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Says, tried to go back to school for a degree, and they told me my diploma wouldn't work because it's too old. That's strange. Usually, yeah, Stuart Laker, and Penn Lapidary, exactly, and zero common sense, yes. And zero common sense. That is kind of strange. Usually, depending on the school, they would accept it as long as it's accredited. Wow, that's unfortunate. Okay, so what do we got? All right, check out the multi-tools. We're officially on the Ugly AF ship hunt. We're still on the Ugly AF ship hunt. Buckle Up, Let's Go says, I went to college, but sometimes wish I'd gone to trade school. Hold on, what was that? It's ugly. It's ugly. Okay, store point. Here we go. Let's do this. Marco Low says, I did retrain for the last 2 years because of health reasons. I couldn't do my old job anymore, but I'm unable to find a job at the moment. It's crazy here. Marco, hold it. Hold it. Yeah, we got a Mosquito Exotic Series 7 just flew in. Hold on. S-Class. A Mosquito Exotic just flew into the station. Perfect timing. Hold on. Let's get a picture of this one. Hold on. Okay, so this is a Mosquito-style Royal Series 7 Exotic. It's got the side thrusters. It is gray and chrome with the Royal Series 7 logo. Double thruster with the Mosquito nose cone, with the Mosquito cockpit. Very interesting. Okay. So if you guys like this style of ship, there it is. Glyphs are in the lower left-hand corner of the screen. This is the Kiko Galler Galaxy. There we go. This is Kiko Galler. Not really my style of exotic, but if you like it, there it is. Okay. Marco Delo, that's one of the reasons why I decided to start my, that's why I started a YouTube channel so many years ago. Because I wanted to become my own boss. Yeah, and starting a YouTube channel actually allows me to do that. I set my own schedule because I'm partnered on the platform. You know, I do earn from YouTube AdSense revenue and memberships. But yeah, the reason I started a YouTube channel was to become my own boss. And I didn't leave the corporate world without an off-ramp. You know, in a couple of years, I'll tell you guys what that off-ramp is. But yeah, that's why I did what I did, because I got tired of working for people that didn't know what they were talking about, but swore up and down because they had these high-level degrees. They were smarter than the average person. Yeah, like I said, college-trained idiots. Draco, what's up, brother? How's it going? It's good to see you. Thanks for joining us, man. How are you today? It's good to see you. Okay, so what do we got here? Anything? It is... What is this? Okay, ladies and gents, here's the first ugly ship for today. Here's the first ugly ship for today. It is a key fob on stilts. If we can see it. There it is. Oh my gosh. And it's orange. And it's orange. Yeah, Pen, it's not even a tank flea. It's got no tank treads. It's got pincers. It's a pincer flea. That is funny. Okay, so what we have here is a light fighter with ventral pincers. Orange. This ship is a whole lot of nope. This is a 2-star system. And we got to pick up a new multi-tool anyway, so let's hop out and take a really quick gander at this one. Let's take a really quick look at it. This ship is ugly, ugly. It's so ugly, it's oogly. It's so ugly, it's oogly. But I know somebody out there likes this style of ship, so if you like this kind of Sentinel ship, glyphs are in the lower left-hand corner of the screen. This is the Kiko Gala Galaxy. If you like this ship, I won't judge you harshly. I'll still judge you, though. I just won't judge you harshly. All right. So, Usail Arcade says the problem with my school was it taught bits and pieces. It didn't teach complete things to me for to get a certification. I was taught half of a red hat certification called I see. I understand. Wow, that's unfortunate. Okay, it's a B class. It is a B class. All right, we're going to yoink this ship because why not? It's got a walker brain. Okay, sure, why not? We'll take that. It's got a walker brain. He says, leave my love of fleas out of this, bro. You can have every bit of this thing. I won't judge you very much. I'll judge you a little bit, but not very much. Before we go, give me that money. Give me that money. Get your money, people. Any more radiant shards out here? Always get your money. This is a Korvax system, so I would like to find... I'd like to find a runic multi-tool if possible. We should be able to find one. All right, let's grab this thing and go. Brain. Pugnium. Before we do that, activate the brain if we can.
Thermal protection falling.
Okay, let's do this. Grab that. I'm pretty sure they're spread out. This thing is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. So, Usail says, I forgot, hey Oddman, what do you think about the possibility of us getting pals with guns for Pal World? From Pal World. I think it's possible. I do think it's possible. Because apparently Sean Murray has been talking, because Sean Murray, first of all, is he's the CEO of Hello Games. He's been talking to the CEO of Pal World, of the developer for Pal World. So it is quite possible that we might see some sort of a collab. There might be a collaboration coming up with the next update. That is quite possible. Now, that being said, I'm not totally against it, but I do think, let's claim this ship. I do think that a collaboration shouldn't overshadow Hello Games' original work. So yeah, they were quoting Stan from Eminem to each other. They were kind of ridiculous. So it is quite possible that we might see it. Okay, what we need to do now is, can we, let's see here. No, we cannot. All right, we got to do this the hard way. Hold on a second. We got to do this the hard way. Reload. I would prefer not to use a freaking a chart to find a monolith, because we can use the brain to find a monolith and it'll do the same thing we need. We're looking for a multi-tool. We got to get ourselves another good mining tool. So that's what we're looking for. Okay, let's try that again. Claim that again, thank you. We'll take that Radiant Shard. Make another restore point. Thank you. Did we get the brain? We did not. Give me that brain. Thank you. Okay, what we need to do now is, let's see, shift crafting to standard. And we have to go through the brain quest for this.
Technology repaired.
Oh, never mind. I just remembered. I have the, I got a brain in the ship already. I already have a brain in the ship. I forgot to sell it. Yeah, we got a brain in here somewhere. Although it says we can activate it, so that works for me. It says you can use the Exocraft scanner. True, but that would take more time. Using the Exocraft scanner would take more time. All right, let's go check that thing out. Oh my God. This ship is oogly. It is absolutely oogly. Yeah, the reason I don't use the Exocraft that much is because it would take too much time. It's easier to just use the brain in this case. Okay, we're going to change crafting back to free. That ship is so ugly, it's oogly. Ugh. Okay, let's do this. We don't really need to interact with that. We've already used the brain, so that's fine. What do we got? So, Usail Arcade says, the ship kind of reminds me of the taxi from The Fifth Element. It does kind of look like that, doesn't it? I love that movie, man. I absolutely love The Fifth Element. I got to get that movie on Blu-ray. The Fifth Element was an excellent movie. Love that movie. Yeah, Chris Tucker and Bruce Willis made that movie. They made that movie. That movie was epic. Okay, inspect runic technology. It's okay. Well, I mean, it's a C-class, no supercharged slots. Really? Really? Boo. Okay, we'll decline it. We'll decline it. I mean, we can take it and scrap it. Let's take it and let's we can grab it and scrap it. It does look cool, but no supercharged slots are exposed. All right, compare. All right. So we can buy it for 400 nanites. Really? They're charging me 400 bucks for this thing? All right, so let's do this just in case. Just in case. Let's mark the location of this. So this is located at minus 1.84 and minus 146. And let's see. Glyphs. Okay. Glyphs on the lower left-hand corner of the screen for this monolith. Just in case. This one could have decent supercharged slots on it. Yeah, Pen, this one could be pretty decent. So, I do wish it were a rifle. I do wish it were a rifle, but it's okay. It's got the pistol thing going. Okay, we know what's here, so let's go. Let's get the ugly ship to the space station and scrap it. And let's get to the space anomaly. I am curious. I want to see what the supercharged slots are on the both the ship and the multi-tool, because we are in the market for a new, asteroid field. All right, where's the space station? Yeah, Pen, let's go check it out. Let's go to the space station and check it out. Ozzy Bob says, I will admit, it's much tougher to find good supercharged slots on those multi-tools. It is. On the Runics, it is difficult. I think the best I've found, excuse me. Oh, the station is like right there. Best I found is like a 3+1. And I think even that one was kind of an R3+1. All right, let's see what we got. That is the ugliest. That ship is ugly. I'm sorry. It's so ugly, it's oogly. This ship is so ugly, it's oogly. That's an ugly Sentinel ship. I'm sorry, that ship is ugly. There are no two ways about it. It's ugly. I don't care what you guys say. It's ugly. Super ugly. We'll take that, thank you. Can always use a wiring loom. Cyclotron, dock site. Yep, please. Okay, so let's set difficulty to purchasing free. All right, let's go check this thing out. So Penn says I'm going to hunt it out of spite. That ship is ugly. So Usail says, I know you don't like it, but I kind of like it. If only the bottom part was shorter, I'd name it Buggy. We found a couple of key fobs. We found a couple of key fobs where it's just the light Sentinel fighter cockpit, and that's it. We've actually found a couple of those. If it were just the cockpit and not the ventral pincers, it would be fine, in my humble opinion. Okay, so we want to upgrade. Here we go. Yeah, Ozzy, exactly. Flea on skis. It's a flea on skis. Okay, so yep, supercharged slots are probably spread out. This could be a 2+2. Let's finish upgrading it. See, augments. It could be a 2+2, so let's check this out. Nope, 2+1 and 1. All right. So we know what that is. Let's check out the multi-tool. Let's make sure we got the right one. Yep, we got it. Let's make sure we got the right multi-tool. All right, so what do we got here? It is a C class. Let's apply some slots so we can see where the freaking supercharged slots are. Says max storage reached. So one of the supercharged slots are here in the corner. Okay, it might be pretty decent. Might be pretty decent. So let's see here. Upgrade. Okay, so what do we got? That's the ship. Let's see. Purchase slots. Okay, this is a 2+1 and 1. It does look pretty cool. It does look pretty cool, but it's a 2+1 and 1, so yeah. It is a 2+1 and 1. All right, time to go scrap. Time to scrap. Okay, let's see. Difficulty, purchases, standard. Okay, let's start with the ship, but before we go... Oh, that blankety blank took off. Ozzy says, could be better, could be worse. Feather Brain, how's it going? It's good to see you. Thanks for joining us. All right, let's start by scrapping the key fob on skis. One of the ugliest Sentinel ships I've ever seen today. Begin salvage. All right. So we got that. What did we get? Did we get anything? Anything good? Get rid of this. We don't need that. Put that in ship. Okay, looks good to me. All right, next up, we can't scrap the multi-tool here. We got to go to the space anomaly, so let's do that. Let's get the other ship out here. There we go. Because we got to transfer some stuff over. This, that, and that. Perfect. Oh, and this. Okay, let's go. So, Penn says, I wish Sean could drop the update already. I think there's a method to his madness. I really do think that we're going to see some information regarding the update this week. Remember that Gamescom takes place this week in Germany. It starts today, actually. Gamescom starts today. There should be coverage of Gamescom on YouTube. Coming up real soon. When I say real soon, within the next 12 hours. So we should see something on it. I think we'll see some information regarding the DLC this week. I think it's the DLC may not drop this week, but I think we'll see some information on it this week. So yeah, Gamescom starts this week. So yeah, there's also speculation that something regarding Light No Fire may release too. we may see an update, some sort of a trailer or two or something for a Light No Fire. Anything is possible at this point. But there's a whole lot of hype surrounding freaking Cosmos. There's a lot of hype surrounding Cosmos, and I sincerely hope that Cosmos is at least better than Remnant and better than Xenobiology, than Xeno Arena. Xeno Arena was okay, it wasn't bad. Remnant was literally trash. All right. We are here. So I think we just have to be patient and wait and see. Excuse me. But yeah, I'm speculating that something may drop this week. Ooh, sorry about that. So Penn says a Light No Fire release date would be amazing. You know, I think I would say that process and devoid mode. Yes, please. I would say that excuse me. A Light No Fire, I would rather have a trailer than to have a release date. And that's because we know that Hello Games is pacing the release of any information regarding Light No Fire. Featherbrain said, even my cat was growling when you said Remnant. Oh, Remnant was garbage. It was literal garbage. No ifs, ands, or buts about that one. You better believe it. Okay, we're ready. Totally didn't need to do that, but next system. So Penn says probably 3 years away. I think Light No Fire is probably closer than 3 years, but I don't think we'll see a release date for Light No Fire this year because of GTA 6. There's no way any AAA game developer or any big indie studio is going to release anything this close to the release of GTA 6. It's just not going to happen. Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be the biggest game release in history. The biggest. Any game studio with any games, excuse me, that are pending or ready for release will not release anywhere near the release date of GTA 6. It's not going to happen, I'm telling you, because if they do, they're shooting themselves in both feet with one bullet. They won't do it. So if they're smart, they won't do it. That's for sure. Hold on, let me guess. I just got the notification of my own live stream, didn't I? Give me a second. This I gotta see. Nope, still haven't gotten the notification. I swear, YouTube, fix your notifications. Oh my gosh. YouTube is broken, everybody, but what else is new? Okay. Okay, the next system, we're looking specifically for Korvax systems, by the way. So if we find another Korvax dissident, we'll head to it. Hold it. Oh, there we go. 2-star Korvax. Let's do it. Morris says, I'm excited to see Light No Fire. Knowing how good No Man's Sky is, I think it'll be good. Oh, I think Light No Fire will be literal fire. You know, pun intended. I think it'll be really good. And I also believe that's why Hello Games is so radio silent on Light No Fire, because we remember what happened with the initial release of No Man's Sky. it was a mess. No Man's Sky's release was a mess. It was essentially a beta with a lot of unfinished features, and overhyped and underdelivered. But that wasn't Hello Games' fault. That was not their fault. At the time, Hello Games was under contract by Sony. If you guys can remember, I'm pretty sure the No Man's Sky released initially on the PlayStation before it released on any other platforms. No Man's Sky was they were under contract by Sony, and they were told that they had to release No Man's Sky on August 9th of 2016, whether it was finished or not. They were under contract, so they had no choice. So they had to release the game because Sony was the publisher at the time. And as a result, they had to release a buggy, unfinished game. Humid Moon. So what Hello Games did was literally buck down. Yeah, Penn, exactly. They forced an early release. They bucked down, they went radio silent, and began fixing the game and releasing everything that they promised. And I have nothing but the utmost respect for Hello Games for doing what they did. And above all else, Hello Games is they are the masterclass on how game publishers and developers should treat their community. They hold a masterclass every time. They are the absolute best. Yeah, Pitt, it almost did. But that's why they went radio silent and fixed the game. And now it's significantly superior to 80% of the AAA titles on the market. Okay, Icy, Bleak, Dead, Rotting, Skeletal. Man, this star system is not good. Featherbrain says, what? They learned from Titanfall? Yep, they did. Titanfall 2 was a good game. I picked up Titanfall 2 for like $5. I picked up Titanfall 2 for $5. Titanfall 2 is a good game. That game is a lot of fun. Okay, let's go. Let's go to the space station. And check out the multi-tools. Totally in the wrong starship. Where's my other ship? Where's my daily driver? Hold on. You know, leaving my my capital ship in the wrong starship is like flying out in space in your underwear. Okay, fine. Let's take the living ship. We'll take the living ship. Fine, we'll take the living ship. Morris says, doesn't matter how good GTA 6 is when prices are extremely expensive and they paywall everything and nickel and dime us to death just to play the game. I think GTA 6 Online is going to be a disaster. And when I say disaster, I mean a disaster in the sense of the extreme amounts of monetization. Because we see Rockstar already monetizing the single-player component, where literal portions of the single-player campaign have been paywalled. They're literally paywalled. We're talking about playable gameplay portions, not DLC, for the single-player campaign are locked behind a $100 paywall. So it is a scumbag move on Rockstar Games and Take-Two Interactive's part, but they did it because they knew they could get away with it. So what do we got up there? Oh, look, it's the Joker's gun. What do we got? The Joker's shotgun. That's a pretty cool color. I do like the color on that one. I do like that color. It's ugly. It's ugly. Okay, next. Pen Lapidarian says $100 paywall. Yes, because if you want the full single-player game, you got to pay $100. You have to pay $100. There's portion of GTA 6 that are locked behind the Ultimate Edition for GTA 6. There's portions of it, playable portions of the game that are locked behind that $100 paywall. Now, if you buy the $80 version of the game, you get about 80% of the game, pretty much. And if you want the rest of the game, you can upgrade to the Ultimate Edition for $20. You can actually upgrade. But, you know, that's a scumbag move on their part. They literally locked off portions of the completed game. The $80 version of Grand Theft Auto 6 is a complete game. Everything is in there. It's there. but there's a portion of it locked behind a $20 to $100 paywall, depending on what version you bought. If you bought the standard edition, you can upgrade to Ultimate for $20 for an additional $20. I haven't pre-ordered it yet, so if I want the full game, I got to spend $100. It's a scumbag move. Here we go. And that's why people are up in arms with Rockstar Games right now, because it was a D-bag move on their part. And that's why I said Rockstar Games and Take-Two Interactive are getting exactly what they deserve right now with these leaks and with the hack and with the leaks. They're getting exactly what they deserve. They deserve it. They do. You know, in my humble opinion. All right, let's see what kind of ship we got here. This is a Korvax Moon, so we can also hunt for a multi-tool. Let's do it. And I hope you guys are all doing well. Thanks for joining us today. If you haven't done so, please hit the like button for me. Helps out the channel a ton. Yeah, Pen, I haven't pre-ordered GTA 6 yet. So, Usail Arcade says, I'm curious if you can play Light No Fire offline, just like you can play No Man's Sky. I would assume you can. I don't think Light No Fire is going to be a live service game. I would assume that you can. So I do think Light No Fire will be offline. I think it'll be playable offline. But the focus is on literally on world building. But again, if they're using the same technology that exists in No Man's Sky, you should be able to do it offline. I don't think that'll be an issue. If Light No Fire is live service, I'm going to be pretty pissed about it. Usail Arcade says, yeah, I'm not a fond of the CEO. Do you know what he did pertaining to WWE 2K27? I think I'm familiar with it. The WWE 2K series has been live service since I think about 2K14. And we got to remember that's 2K Games, which is also owned by Take-Two Interactive. So yeah, I don't play the WWE stuff anymore, just because when they went live service, that was pretty much the nail in the coffin for me. When a video game requires an always online connection, that defeats the purpose of playing the game, in my humble opinion. Okay, there must be a storm because I can't see anything. What do we got? Okay, so it is. Okay, check this out. What do we got? Check this out. Okay, this is not bad. Not bad. Hold on, let's straighten it out a bit. Let's get a better look at it. There we go. Okay, so this is actually kind of nice. Look at that. Not bad. This is a medium Sentinel fighter. It's got a set of double-bladed wings, a pair of heavy wings, and it's got a jaw and a grill-type chin. Nice colors, too. I like the green. Green and black. Green and black. Very nice. This is not bad. This is a good-looking ship right here. So, our Usail Arcade says, they added him into WWE 2K27. They gave him a theme song only he can use. My Way by Frank Sinatra. Are you serious? They did that? And they gave him a rating of 66, which is saying Eddie Guerrero can lose to him. That's not cool, man. Really? They did that? Oh my God. That's pathetic. That's just pathetic. Anyways, if you guys like this ship, the glyphs are in the lower left-hand corner of the screen. This is a pretty cool medium ship. It's not bad. It's got ventral stabilizers, too. Not bad. This is the Kikogawa Galaxy. Let's hop out and take a really quick gander at it. Dangerously hot fog. Okay. Okay, it's another B class. It is a B class. Morris says, I'm a wrestling fan and a fan of wrestling games, but 2K ruined wrestling games, and a lot of the stuff is behind paywalls. The only choices are ridiculous amounts of hours of grinding or pay for it. Yeah, they paywalled the entire game. They did paywall the entire game. I'm not a fan anymore, man. Not even close. I stopped at 2K14. And it's like everything beyond 2K14 had microtransactions. Yeah, microtransactions, loot boxes, season passes, all of the predatory crap. 2K, WWE 2K, NBA 2K, anything 2K games right now is all live service slop, and I'm just not a fan. If you can't play a video game without it being connected to the internet or having an always online connection, I'm just not going to bother. Okay, let's get this thing up to the station and check it out. Let's get this up to the station and scope it out. This is a cool find right here. I do like the colors on this one. Okay, claim the base. So Ucel Arcade says, if you don't care about graphics, try Fire Pro Wrestling. Fire Pro Wrestling. I've never heard of it. I'm going to have to check that out. Definitely going to have to scope that out. Okay, let's get a structure up. We're going to scope this one out at the station. Let's give it a foundation so that it doesn't slide. Game, don't you crash on me. Don't crash on me, game. I swear. The game just froze. Give it a second. Okay. Yeah, I swear. Don't do it. Just don't do it, game. Don't freaking do it. Yeah, the game almost crashed, I swear. No Man's Sky has been a bit more unstable than usual recently. There we go. A bit more unstable than usual. Ramp. There we go. Give it some power. Yeah, the game almost crashed, I swear. Bro, just don't do it. Don't do it. I am not in the mood today. All right, give it some power. And it's not power, it's power. All right, biofuel. And battery, just in case. This one might be a good find. Let's see. There we go. Okay, let's get this one up to the station and check it out. It's a good-looking ship. I like this, man. Very nice. Okay, glass. Brain. Pugnium.
Technology repaired.
This one could be good. This one could be really, really good. We could have an I-4 here. This one could be an I-4. If nothing else, could be a 3+1. Oh, let's claim it and get it up to the station. Oops. Yeah, so he said a Cylon forklift. It does kind of look like that, doesn't it? Compare and claim. Okay, let's go to the station. If we can get in there, please. Thank you. Thank you. All right. And I hope you guys are all doing well. Thanks for joining us. We're on the Ugly AF ship hunt. We found a really ugly ship today. We found a really ugly ship. It was ugly. You got to scroll back about 30 minutes, but it was ugly. All right, space stations. Current system. I know some people out there will disagree. That ship was oogly. It was so ugly, it was oogly. So Guitar Guy 80 says, my game crashed on the hour, every hour yesterday. Are you freaking serious? Yeah, No Man's Sky has been a bit unstable recently. Okay, let's see what we got. Difficulty. Free. Apply. All right, let's do this. Okay, upgrade. Augments, just in case, just in case. So Morris says, oh, back up. Ozzy Bob says, I can't go past the old arcade game, Exciting Hour, best wrestling game before 1990. Was that the wrestling game that was released by Konami? Because back in 1988-89, Konami had a wrestling game. Sinister RC, good to see you. Thanks for joining us, by the way. Konami had a wrestling game. I can't remember what it was called. I think it was just called Pro Wrestling. In the States, it was called Pro Wrestling. But Konami had a really good wrestling game. So you think so? Yeah, they had a really, really good wrestling game back in 89 and 90. I remember that one. It was pretty good. Okay. Upgrade. Sorry. Moore says, I remember the old Fire Pro Wrestling on Game Boy. The graphics weren't the best, but the game was really good and it was a lot of fun. I'm going to have to check that one out. I'll have to check that out. That kind of reminds me, how many people out there remember the old on the old NES? How many people remember Tag Team Wrestling on the NES? It was a company called Tecmo that made it. Tag Team Wrestling. It was called Tag Team Wrestling by Tecmo, and you could literally jump out the ring, pick up a chair, and hit somebody with it. There would be a chair in the aisle that you could grab and hit somebody with it. I remember that game. So Usel Arcade says, I still have my NES. Lucky. I'm jealous. Yeah, I don't know what happened to my NES. I still have all my NES games. I have like 40 plus NES games in storage back in the States. Yeah, I don't know what happened to the actual system, but fortunately there's a rebuilt, a newer rebuilt Nintendo system that you can buy that plays all three cartridge formats. The NES, the Super NES, and Nintendo 64. And I think it even upscales the graphics. Okay, what do we got? Stop talking here. What do we got? Okay, this is a 2 plus 1 and 1. All right, so we know what that is. All right, reload. Let's catalog this ship's location. Oh, we need to reload. There we go. Let's catalog the ship's location and move on. We're going to grab a multi-tool while we're here, too. Let's go check that out. Yeah, Morris, that game was stupid fun. You could literally jump out of the ring. You could jump out of the ring, grab a chair, and hit someone with it. That was some of the most fun ever on the Nintendo Entertainment System. I love that game, man.
Inventory full.
So, Usail Arcade says, I thought you were talking about Analog for a second, but they released two separate systems, one for the NES and the Famicom, another one for the Super Famicom. It's not Analog. I saw it on, it's on Amazon. It's on Amazon. I typed in Nintendo Entertainment System replacement, and this game system popped up that plays all three formats. It'll play NES games, Super NES games, and 64 games. Okay, we're not going to keep the base here, so let's remove it. But we will catalog this ship's location. All right, delete base. Yeah, Morris, exactly. A lot of old NES games didn't have the best graphics, but they were a lot of fun. They were a ton of fun. Okay, so let's catalog this ship. This is a good-looking Sentinel ship. I like this one. Okay, get rid of the vignette. So, this is a medium Sentinel fighter. A set of medium wings, a set of double-bladed wings, ventral stabilizers. This ship has a chin and a grill-type jaw. Very nice ship. Glyphs are in the lower left-hand corner of the screen. If you like this style of Sentinel ship, it's in the Kiko Galler Galaxy. And this is a B class. This is a B class. Okay. Let's drop a save beacon just in case anybody wants to come by and pick this one up. If we can find a save beacon. There we go. Thank you. Let's make that one red. Thank you. Just in case somebody wants to come get it, there it is. All right. So let's see exactly how easy or difficult this is. Exocraft. Okay, no summoning station and system. I really don't feel like building one of those. Yep. Okay, where are the charts? Morris says, I've been addicted to watching Retro Nate. He's trying to beat every NES, Super NES and Sega Genesis game ever released. It's impressive how many he's already beat. You know, it's funny because, well, the older games weren't necessarily easier to beat, but after you've put them down for like 30 years, they can be. They most certainly can be. Guitar Guy 80 says, my main has a portable Exo summoning station. I don't know why I don't have an Exocraft summoning station. I've got one on the freighter. I'm pretty sure I got one on the freighter. And if not, then we'll know why. But I'm just being lazy, that's all. Just being lazy.
Inventory full.
All right, what we can do is use the ship. We can use the ship to find what we want. Hold on, before we do that, let's set the quest. So let's change this to standard. Yeah, we got to change the brain quest, so let's do that. Glass, brain, pugnium. All right. Activate the brain. Okay, let's change that back before I forget. Thank you. Okay, let's go. Let's go check this out. Okay, it is 15 seconds. That's what she said. I hope that's not what she said. And I hope you guys are all doing well. Thanks for joining us. If you haven't done so, please hit the like button for me. Helps out the channel a ton. Yeah, definitely going to come back to this planet and hunt for that ship. Because I really like the floating rocks. Guitar Guy 80 says, I'm like that. I'll be on another save and I'll think, nah, can't be bothered with it. Yep, that sounds like me. Ozzy Bob says, did anyone beat an old arcade game? When at the arcade, I managed one, the Black Tiger. Yeah, me and a friend. We did, we beat Narc. We actually beat Narc back in 1990. I remember. It was 1990-ish, I think. Daza, good to see you, brother. Thanks for joining us. How are you, man? Yeah, we beat Narc. And that game was a ton of fun. It took a bunch of quarters, but I'll tell you what, it was like $5 well spent. It was well spent. So, Ozzy Bob says Narc was a pistol game. No, that wasn't the pistol game. That was the game where you could play. It was solo. You could play solo or you could play 2-player. But that was a game where you played as a rogue cop who just said screw the rules, and you ran around the city, literally murking out everybody. It was kind of like a precursor to Grand Theft Auto, but it was a side scroller, and you had to take down what this guy called the Big Boss. Yeah, Time Crisis was the one with the pistol. Okay, what do we got? Okay. This one is an A class. With a bolt caster and a barrel ionizer. This one is an A class. And it's a rifle. Okay, I can get behind this one. Let's yoink this. 3,000 nanites. Yes, please. We will totally take this one. Just in case. RK says that weapon looks nice. Let's drop a save beacon right here. Let's put a save beacon. Just in case you guys want this multi-tool. We'll drop a save beacon. And let's see, if you want the glyphs to this monolith, glyphs are right there. Lower left-hand corner of the screen. This is the Kiko Galler Galaxy. If you want that multi-tool, come get it. Otherwise, gone. Noise! We just picked up an A class. That'll work. I will take it. S class would have been better. I will take an A class. Okay, we're ready. We can go to the next system. We've got the starship marked. We've got it cataloged, so I can come back to this planet anytime I want, or come back to this moon, I should say, anytime I want. So I think we'll do that. But this is another one that's good for a hunt. Okay, next system. All right, cool. And I hope everybody out there is doing well today. Thank you guys for joining us. We just found a pretty cool multi-tool. It is an A class. Supercharged slots are probably spread out on it, but then again, it's an A class out of the box too. So, we may have a slot here below it, but you never know. We'll see. We will see. Okay, next system. Let's make a save point. All right, let's go. Next system. Okay, let's see. We're headed towards the galactic core, which I guess is that way. Hold it. Hey, 3-star Viking. Let's go to it. Nice. 3-star Viking. I think this is a green star system. We'll find out when we get there. And I hope you guys are all doing well. Please do me a huge favor and hit that like button for me. Helps out the channel a ton. King Encouraged Gaming, how's it going? It's good to see you. Thanks for joining us. How are you today? Okay. What do we got? Alright. Ooh, give me them nanites. So this is mutated. That's disgusting. Caustic. Verdant. Boggy planet. Ugh. Why? You know what? This has got to be the worst part of the galaxy ever. Like, none of the dissident planets are freaking paradise planets. They're all disgusting. What is this all about, man? I'm calling hacks on this one. I'm calling hacks on this one. It does have salvageable scrap, though. I'm calling hacks. All right, let's get to the station and check out the multi-tool. Guitar Guy 80 says, I enjoyed a PlayStation 2 game called The Sphinx and The Cursed Mummy. I've heard of those. Probably going to be on the hunt for some classic PlayStation 2 titles, too, in the future. Because you can still get those games. You totally still get those games. For me, however, because I'm also looking for classic, original Xbox games. I'm looking for original Xbox software. The problem, of course, is that here in Japan, the Xbox is not the most popular console. There are some... I can go to Amazon.jp and find old Xbox games, but they're very few and far from. I'd have better luck going to Amazon.us. The problem is that it takes a week to ship, and of course you got to pay duty and export fees on it too. So it may raise the price. So I would have to go to Amazon.us to get what I want. Just the storefront for classic games is much greater. So we want to do fleet management. We're trying to go to the space station. You guys got me talking about classic games, and I'm sitting here upgrading my ship. All right, where's the daily driver? Where's my other ship? There it is. Found it. I remember someone asking me why I'd be buying a PlayStation 4 Pro over a PlayStation 5, and I told them that's because the PlayStation 4 is the best console generation ever, and the PlayStation 4 is the platform where the then CEO specifically stated that they want people to trade their games. Okay? In other words, the vast majority of PlayStation 4 games are not locked behind first or third party DRM. You can play the entirety of the game from the disc. And if you're someone that cares about games preservation, the PlayStation 4 platform is the way to go. Ozzy Bob says, I think I still have PlayStation 2 games. One was Dragon Ball Z. I can't remember the other one. It's funny you should mention that. I picked up a Dragon Ball Z game on Xbox 360. Yeah, it's called Dragon Ball Sagas, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a 360 game. I don't think it's an original Xbox game. I think it's an Xbox 360 title. I gotta check my cabinet, my closet, I should say. But I'm pretty sure I got that one. Okay, so that's an A class. That's not bad. That's not bad. This one is a B class. It's got a bunch of stuff, though. That's a good one. All right. Anyways, let's go. So Morris says, in 2006, I bought a big box full of games from a store that was closing out once in a lifetime deal. Got a ton of Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis 64 games, and a few others dirt cheap. You hit the jackpot, man. You hit the freaking jackpot. I wish I had that here. I wish I had that here. Yeah, I am genuinely jealous, man. Genuinely jealous. Okay, here we go. Yeah, sounds like you hit the jackpot. That's one of the things I miss about being in the States, is that when you find like a garage sale, or even if you go to something like these big Retailers, especially ones that are shutting down, when they put their stuff on sale, they put their stuff on sale. They put it on sale. Ozzy Bob says, I got about 10 Xbox 360 games, 40 plus PlayStation 3 games, but none of my controllers work. Ozzy Bob, I am the exact opposite. I have about 50. I got about 50 Xbox 360 games, and I've got like 10. I got like 8 or 10 Xbox, or excuse me, PlayStation 3 games. I got like 8 or 10. I'm serious. Surprisingly, my PlayStation 3 still works. All the controllers still work. So, yeah. Just don't ask. Don't ask. Just don't ask. I am working on getting more games for my older consoles. So that's something that I'm going to be working on here in the future. Just for games preservation, because I'm all about games preservation. You know, it's funny, speaking of games preservation, you know, Sony PlayStation has been sending emails to all of its users. Anyone on the PlayStation platform. I'm not sure if Guitar Guy 80, maybe if you picked it, if you got the email, or anybody else out there on PlayStation got the email. But apparently, if you have a PlayStation account, Sony was sending all of its users emails reminding them that of their new terms of service, stating, and I'm paraphrasing here, that when you buy a game from the PlayStation Store, you're not buying it. You're renting a license. You're renting a limited license to access the content therein, and they can revoke the license at their discretion. That's what they were telling people in their email. That's not very smart, Sony. That ain't smart. That's pretty stupid. So, Usail Arcade says, I have Tenkaichi 2 for the PlayStation 2. Oh, you got a good one. That's a good game. That's a good game. So what's that? I need to buy more Evercade games. Every time one of those go to Legacy, the price skyrockets. Yep. I know the Evercade games. Yeah, those are the ones with the SNK titles, with all the SNK games. I don't have a system to play it on because I thought about buying those myself. I do have believe it or not, I have a classic SNK Neo Geo. I do have a Neo Geo with 3 games, but I don't have a classic system to play any of that on. Oh my gosh. We're leaving. We're leaving. This is Ugly AF Sentinel ship number 2 for today. Which one of you guys out there picked this ship? I demand to know who picked this Ugly AF ship. That ship is horrendous. Guitar Guy 80. It's not just a hauler, an upside down hauler. It's an inverted hauler. Next. This is an Ugly AF. Oh my God. This is a Sentinel hauler, inverted hauler. An inverted hauler, medium wings, double bladed wings. And it's orange. Heck no. We're out of here. Goodbye. Goodbye. Screw this place. Screw this place. Screw this place. We're out of here. We're leaving. Goodbye. Yeah, empty diaper. Next. Yeah, Guitar Guy 80. Top box one, even worse. We're leaving. Screw this place. This whole star system sucks. We're out of here. We're leaving. Leave no trace that we were ever here. We're leaving. Screw this place. We're gone. Bye. Bye. We're leaving. Bye. We're getting the French toast out of here. This whole star system sucks. We're leaving. Screw this place. That's the ugliest Sentinel ship. That's ugly ship number 2, man. That's number 2 for today. Now we're on a roll. Now I don't feel so bad anymore. We found some ugly ships. Yeah, we got to tell the Capitan, maximum warp speed to get the French toast out of here. We're leaving. Morris says, invited hauler, nobody asked for that. What the ugly ship? I know, right? That ship was ugly. Okay, 1-star dissonant. We'll try to skip the 1 stars because it's more than likely that there's nothing there. There's a 2-star Corvax. Yellow, let's check it out. Morris says, oh, you meant to say inverted. Gotcha. Inverted hauler. Yeah. Yeah, YouTube autocorrect. YouTube, just stop it. Just stop. Just stop, YouTube. Just give it up. Okay, what do we got? I have a really good hauler on this save, I think. I'm pretty sure I got a hauler, a really decent one on this save. It's all black. And it's literally fully kitted out. The only thing it's missing, it's got the Cylon cockpit too. So what do we got? It is Hyperborean. Aha, acidic moon. So somebody out there asked about a acid rain. There you go. There's an acidic moon. Let's mark it. We got a toxic. We got a toxic planet. Also dissonance, low atmosphere, tectonic, decaying nuclear. Okay, let's go to the moon. Let's go to the moon. It'll be easier to find ships there. Excuse me, sir. Going through. All right. First order of business is to check out. That's not what I wanted to do. First order of business is to go to space station. Always check out the multi-tools. We found some really, really good multi-tools at space stations. I'm talking really good ones. Get that out of here. Here we go. And thank you guys for sticking with us. Please do me a huge favor and hit that like button for me. Helps out the channel a ton. Do not shoot the space station, please. Thank you. All right, here we go. Well, Morris, it's not only the typos, but it's also YouTube auto-correcting text. So you guys will notice that sometimes you'll type something in YouTube and you'll see like a Japanese kanji character or a hiragana character pop up next to it and it'll say something completely different. That's YouTube's bot attempting to translate something that didn't need to be translated. See that happening quite a bit. So what do we got? B class. Boo. A class. That's better. Still ugly though. Still pretty ugly. Okay, next ship. Let's do this. What do we got? Man, that last ship was ridiculously ugly. Yeah, a Guitar Guy 80. Apparently, check this out. Apparently, that's YouTube's bot trying to autocorrect something that doesn't need to be autocorrected. Okay, so Guitar Guy 80, here you go. Just in case you want this one. This is... Man, that thing is orange. That is an orange ship. So this is a Droid Wing Viper. Droid and Shockwave wings. Droid and Shockwave wings. It looks orange and purple. Looks orange with purple accents. Single thruster dorsal. Not bad. Not bad at all. Just in case. Glyphs are in the lower left-hand corner of the screen if you want this ship. Alright, let's go. All right, next ship. What do we got? All right, here we go. Nice. Okay. Just need to see what's in my inventory. So Guitar Guy says, don't have the room, but yes, I want it. There you go. That's how I felt earlier today. When we found Jason Play's ship, that's how I felt earlier today. I want it, but I don't have room. Yeah, we were talking about the upcoming Cosmos update speculations. What I really want to see is, for No Man's Sky, this game really needs a background simulation. It really does. It needs a simulation where everything that we do as players in No Man's Sky has an effect on the game as a whole, the broader game as a whole. I can already see it. It's ugly. Oh my God. It gets worse. It just gets worse. It just gets worse. There we go. It just, oh my gosh. Here's ugly ship. Ugly ship number 3 for today. I swear I found this ship already. I know I found a ship as ugly as this one already. I know I did. So apparently the other key fob that we found had a pair of feet. This one's got a pair of wings. So this is a light Sentinel fighter with dorsal TIE fighter style stabilizers. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's all there is. That's it. It's ugly. I'm sorry. It's ugly. I know somebody out there likes this ship. If you like it, come get it. We're leaving. We're leaving. I don't even care. Reload. We're leaving. Everybody, wipe that from your memory, please. We're leaving. You saw nothing. We're leaving. Yeah, key fob harpoon. Yeah, Ozzy Bob, it looks like a fork to me. It looks like a dinner fork. It looks like a freaking dinner fork. That's how bad it is. All right, next system. But yeah, as I was saying, what I would like to see for No Man's Sky is a like a background simulation. So let's say, for example, we have, or Hello Games gives us the ability to repopulate and rebuild abandoned star systems. There's at least a billion. There's got to be a billion abandoned star systems in No Man's Sky, at least. And every one of those star systems has the potential to be repopulated and rebuilt. We know that with the Utopia expedition, we know that the ability to rebuild star systems exists. The gameplay mechanic exists in No Man's Sky. I'm not sure if anybody out there remembers the Utopia expedition, where you actually had to literally bring back the economy in a star system. It was a bit basic. The functionality was a bit basic, where you did some small tasks, and at the end of the expedition, you had a fully functional star system with like a basic economy. But what I would like to see is the ability to actually build our own space stations. I'm talking, let's go to one of these abandoned star systems with nothing, and we can literally build our space station. I would love to see that. You build space stations. You literally have to either farm the supplies yourself, or you hire traders to go out and get the supplies for you. And they bring the supplies in where you build the station. You export supplies to other star systems, to other players, actually. And you make money. We kind of have that gameplay mechanic already with the settlers, with the settlements. Because your settlements make product that you can sell to the space stations. So there's kind of a background simulation, but as a whole, what we do doesn't really have an effect on other players. So I think that's something that should change. Okay, so what do we got? I would love to see something like a background simulation in No Man's Sky. That was a 2-star Corvax. Let's check it out. I would love to see that. Moore says we're blaming Rockstar for not giving us more garage space in No Man's Sky. Yeah, it's Rockstar's fault. It's all Rockstar's fault. Yeah, Rockstar Games. Multi-billion-dollar AAA game developer can't give us more garage space in No Man's Sky. Go figure, right? Okay. All right, let's see what we got. All right, 5 planets. Noise. Viridescent. Barren. Boo. Boo. It's barren. Boo. Acrid. Barren. Fractal. Fractal. Fractal? Ah, that's an anomaly planet. Okay. It's got aggressive sentinels too. We should go beat them up. And caustic. Nope. Okay, let's go. Yeah, we should go beat up on those sentinels. All right, let's go check out the space station first, if I can find my ship. All right, check out the space station. Let's check out the multi-tools, and we will head planet side. So far today, 3 ugly ships to 2 good-looking ships. So the ratio is 3 to 2. And them ships were ugly. Those were some ugly ships. Yeah, I think I got to get some new headphones. They're cutting off the circulation in my ears. Okay, let's go. Okay, so what do we got? It's ugly. It's ugly. Blech. It is an A-class, though. It is an A-class, but it's still ugly. All right. Yeah, so they're both A-classes. Meh. It's ugly. Let's change multi-tools, shall we? There we go. All right, let's go. So Usail Arcade says, I hope Hello Games doesn't change the planet biomes like Next, and they don't reduce the galaxy count. I don't think they'll do that, because one of the biggest selling points of No Man's Sky is the fact that there are 256 different galaxies. And the fact that there are 11.5 billion different star systems with 18.5 quintillion planets. Now, that being said, I think with the release of Interstellar Multitudes, when we got the purple star systems, that actually added new star systems to the game. So I think there's actually more now. But I agree with you. I don't think Hello Games would do that. I think they'll leave the actual galaxy and planet count or star system count as it is. I don't think that'll change. The biggest selling point for No Man's Sky is that it is a vast game. So I think that's safe. To give you an example, freaking Elite Dangerous, which to this day I'm still kind of kicking myself for buying. It's funny because I bought Elite Dangerous about 3 years ago without realizing that Elite Dangerous was a live service title. When I bought it, I didn't know it was live service. And the original Elite series was single player. Elite Dangerous is live service, and I hate live service games. Absolutely hate live service. But I bought it because it looked like a really fun game at the time. But Elite Dangerous is based around a single galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy. That's it. One galaxy. Elite Dangerous has 400 billion star systems. Yeah, 400 billion. So Elite Dangerous has more than No Man's Sky. It's insane. All right, we got a heavy. Okay. We got a heavy fighter. Let's check this one out. So Usail Arcade says, however, I would love, what I would love is for them to create more things like more Corvette segments, more prefabs. How about prefabs sections like they did with the Corvettes? Yeah, exactly. I agree with that. We could use more Corvette parts. They did it with the Corvettes Expedition. We actually got, what are they? We got Atlas parts. We actually got Atlas parts. So this is an ugly C-class. I did not mean to get out of the ship, but we're here. So this is... Oh, it's a hauler. Hold on. I can't tell what color it is because of the filter. Okay, so this is a hauler. It looks gray, but it could be blue. Hold on. That's red. No, it's gray. It's gray. It's gray. So we got a Sentinel hauler, hammerhead style cockpit, heavy wings, wingtip thrusters. Yeah, Guitar Guy 80. It's definitely gray. Definitely gray. Dorsal and ventral rear stabilizers, but that's pretty much it. Not a bad looking hauler. It's not bad looking. Exactly. Dark green on the spine. Arcade says, that's not bad. It's got a Stingray. I'll look to it. Yeah, it's got the Stingray cockpit. It also has a set of heavy wings. So this one is not too bad. Not worth a hunt, in my opinion. So we will catalog its location. Let's catalog it. If you guys want this style of ship, glyphs are in the lower left-hand corner of the screen. This is a C-class, by the way. Located at plus, hold on. There we go. Plus 9.91 and plus 54.84. So if you want this one, come get it. Going, gone. Running for your life. What a fight. I'm sorry. I'll stop. Public enemy number 1. Here we go. You can keep that. Okay, so we have this one cataloged. If you want it, come get it. It's not bad looking. It's okay. Not bad looking. Yeah, Guitar Guy 80. Definitely better than the last one. Without a doubt. Definitely better than the last one. Okay, let's go. Before we go, hold it. Give me that money. Give me all that money. Always get your radiant shards. Give me that money.
Protection falling.
Radiant shards are money. Okay, let's go. We're out of here. Next system. Yeah, I'm going to have to go yell at YouTube later on for not giving out notifications. Yeah, notifications are broken today, I guess. All right, we are here. Now, it's funny, on a different topic, somebody asked me why I hate Rockstar Games and Take-Two Interactive so much. I don't necessarily hate Rockstar Games and Take-Two Interactive. I hate what they've become. I think some of Rockstar Games' best work was produced prior to their acquisition by Take-Two Interactive. And that's because GTA 4 for example, is my favorite Grand Theft Auto game. GTA 5 is a phenomenal game. GTA 5 Online is a phenomenal game, but right around the time Rockstar Games was acquired by, Take-Two Interactive, that's when things went south. And the emphasis on multiplayer and all of the industry standard predatory BS began to fall into play. It's funny because when you look at the economy for Grand Theft Auto 5 and compare it to Grand Theft Auto Online as an example, it's night and day. It's completely night and day. You know, everything in Grand Theft Auto Online is designed to be as expensive as it is to push microtransactions, specifically shark card sales. Grinding in Grand Theft Auto Online, it can be as tedious and as difficult as it is, again, to push shark card sales. So I don't hate Rockstar Games and Take-Two Interactive. I hate what they've become. And I hate where the emphasis is on making as much money as possible, you know, on the backs of consumers. So this whole data leak thing for GTA 6. Oh, hold it. We had a pirate outlaw. Hold on. We just had an outlaw dissident. I swear I just saw it. All the leaks for GTA 6, I sincerely believe that Rockstar Games and Take-Two Interactive are getting exactly what they deserve. Found it. Okay, that is a yellow star. Perfect. Let's go to it. Perfect. I think they're getting exactly what they deserve with all these leaks. It's not going to make a hill of greens in terms of sales for GTA 6, even if the so-called leaker manages to leak a full playable build of GTA 6. I don't think it'll make much difference. They're still going to make piles upon piles of money. Okay. All right, what do we got? So we have Scorched. That sounds kind of hot. High radio source. So we got a radioactive planet. Mark it. High radio source. Acidic. Corrosive. Rainy. And imminent core detonation. Imminent core detonation. What the actual French toast is imminent core detonation? So if we go there, will the planet explode? That's the question. Imminent core detonation. This I gotta see. What do we got going on here? Occasional firestorms, regular patrols, scarce flora, rich fauna. Cobalt, pyrite, and copper. Imminent core detonation. Okay. Ozzy Bob says, I'm starting to hate what Star Trek has become. The last Strange New Worlds episode was a whole crew turning into Muppets. Ozzy Bob, are you freaking serious? I think Alex Kurtzman is out of ideas. I haven't seen the latest episode, so I don't know. I think Alex Kurtzman has lost his French toast mind. I think he's crazy. I think they're reaching for straws now. That's crazy, man. I can't believe it. I stopped watching Star Trek with Star Trek 2009. Well, I shouldn't say with 2009 because I bought that entire trilogy. I thought the 2009 Star Trek or the J.J. Abrams Star Trek was fine. But I stopped watching Paramount Star Trek with Star Trek, not Discovery, with, what's it called? Star Trek Enterprise. That's when I stopped. So Morris says, I think the focus on microtransactions and paywalling everything is going to ruin GTA 6. Instead of focusing on making the best game they can, they're more focused on how they can nickel and dime players the most. Yeah, exactly. And of course, wait till GTA 6 Online releases. When GTA 6 Online hits the market, you better believe the focus is going to be hyper monetizing the online component. We probably won't see DLC for GTA 6 single player as a result. But no, I agree with that. So Usail Arcade says, Odd Man, you're telling me you're not a fan of Starfleet Academy? Starfleet Academy is trash. It is trash. It is absolute, complete, and total trash, as far as I'm concerned. You know, it is arguably worse, excuse me, than... So what did you say? Did I misread it? Yeah, Starfleet. Yeah, Starfleet Academy. Yeah, Starfleet. Yes. Starfleet. Well, you know what I'm talking about. It is garbage. Complete and total garbage. Okay, let's see what we got for ships. And it's only because it's not real Star Trek. That's all. It is not real. It's not real Star Trek. So, I'm not a fan. Star Trek Discovery was garbage too, so, I mean, that doesn't say much. Okay, here we go. What's that? I know what you're talking about. Some showrunner must have a foot fetish. Yep, you said it, I didn't. You said it, I didn't. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Star Trek Discovery was like the downfall of Star Trek. That was the downfall. A lot of people hate on the Kelvin Timeline Star Trek. I thought, here's the deal. I think Star Trek 2009 was good. Star Trek Into Darkness, I think, was a bit far-fetched. Because you had that actor Combabon playing as Khan. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. All right, I think we got something we can work with here. Hold on. I think we got something we can work with. Okay, so looks like we have... What do we have? Okay. It does have clipped wings. So we have a light Sentinel fighter. This is a light fighter, right? No, it's medium. Okay, so we have a medium Sentinel fighter, dorsal and ventral tie stabilizers, a set of clipped wings, but double-bladed wings, and wingtip thrusters. This one is not too bad. Not too bad. If you like the style of Sentinel ship, glyphs are in the lower left-hand corner of the screen. Let's catalog this one, but we will... You know, let's take a look and see what class it is. We will hop out and take a really quick look at its class. It'll be just my luck this thing is an S-class. It is. It's a C-class, so nothing special. I will take those 10 glass. We'll take that. Thank you. We'll take that 10 glass. Yeah, it's not a bad looking ship. Not bad. Let's catalog it and move on. So again, let's get the glyphs one more time. Okay, so if you like this style of Sentinel ship, glyphs are in the lower left-hand corner of the screen. This is the Kiko Gala Galaxy. Again, not a bad-looking ship. And this is a C-class located at minus 27.67 and minus 20.18. Let's drop a save beacon just in case this is a good one. Just in case. Let's get this one up to the station and check out its supercharged slots. We won't drop a base here, so. Oh, hold on. Let's change the color of that. Because why not?
Radiation protection falling.
Oh, lady, get out of here. Excuse me. Oh, pardon me for a sec. Okay, here we go. Yeah, but Star Trek went off the rails with Star Trek Discovery. Discovery was not good. Star Trek Discovery was just not good. Not good at all. Yeah, you had the Klingons, who are the Kling Orcs. The Kling Orcs. Yeah, the ginormous, gigantic tardigrade. You know what? We forgot to claim that ship, didn't we? Hold on. Reload. Totally forgot to claim that ship. Go back. Reload that restore point. Got distracted again. Now, what's funny about Star Trek Discovery is that an episode of Star Trek Lower Decks decanonized, completely decanonized the Star Trek Discovery universe. So technically, Star Trek Discovery is not even canon anymore. Not even close. Sale Arcade says, Star Trek Strange New World started out cool, but got... Oh yeah, it got weird really quick. It did. It did. And it's a shame, too, because I think, you know, as a spin-off of Star Trek Discovery, Strange New Worlds is actually better than its main program, than the original. So, that's a thing. Glass, brain, Pugmium.
Technology prepared.
Okay, one of the slots are here. Let's get this thing up to the station and take a look at it. Compare. Claim. All right. And before we go, always get your money. Because them radiant shards are worth a lot of money. Give me that money. All right, let's go. We can leave now. Oh, we did pick up the glass, didn't we? Yes, we did. Leave. All right. So what's that? Arcade says, no, it's all canon. I can't remember what it was associated, but I remember years ago, Total Biscuit making a case that it's all canon because of the multi timelines. But see, therein lies the problem. Brandon Cartwright, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Therein lies the problem. Multiple timelines, which explains away multiple different canons. I think Star Trek Discovery has its own canon, but it's not canon with the original Star Trek, the original series. Because when you look at Star Trek, the original series, that's Kirk's Star Trek, with The Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Star Trek Voyager, and Star Trek Enterprise. Those are all canon. Those are all one type of Star Trek canon. That's all canon with one storyline. Alex Kurtzman's Star Trek, not Kurtzman's Star Trek, J.J. Abrams' 2009 Star Trek is based on the Kelvin timeline, which is a completely different timeline. The Kelvin timeline Star Trek is not canon with the original Star Trek, but it has its own canon. The same goes for Star Trek Discovery. Discovery is not canon with the original Star Trek. But Star Trek Discovery has its own canon. Now, that being said, I do remember an episode of Star Trek Lower Decks which decanonizes Star Trek Discovery because it explained away what happened, why the Klingons became the Kling Orcs, for example. But each timeline has its own canon. Depending on which one you're watching, it may or may not be canon with the original Star Trek series. A lot of that differentiation has to do with the CBS Viacom split that took place in 2000, I think. because back then Paramount was part of CBS, and CBS was the primary license holder for Star Trek. So that's where the 2009 Star Trek came from. Because they had to literally license. Paramount was the original license holder for Star Trek, but because Paramount worked for CBS. Yeah, pretty much. Halloween 3, exact. Don't even get me started on Halloween 3. That movie was trash. I don't even know what that was. Halloween 3 was garbage. Okay, where's the space station? There it is. Yeah, so for me, the only true Star Treks are the original series, The Next Generation, Deep Space Nine. I absolutely love Deep Space Nine, by the way. Deep Space Nine, Voyager, and Star Trek Enterprise. Those are the only originals. And, you know, the 2009 Star Trek I thought was good. I thought was really good. But you kind of have to take yourself, out of the Star Trek universe for it to make any sense. Hold on. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. That multi-tool changed. That multi-tool absolutely changed. What? So now it's an experimental. This multi-tool went from an ugly system multi-tool to an experimental multi-tool. Okay, well, there you go. If you guys want a cool, rare, experimental multi-tool, come to the space station and get it. Yeah, that multi-tool completely changed. Let's get a picture of this so you guys can get the glyphs. Okay, there it is. Glyphs are in the lower left-hand corner of the screen for this rare multi-tool. So Darp Archie says, what about The Search for Spock? That's all canon. All of the Star Trek original series movies are canon. They're all canon. The Search for Spock wasn't a good movie, but it is canon. Yeah, so if you guys want this multi-tool, come get it. This is the Kiko Gala Galaxy. Very weird. That multi-tool just completely changed. Ozzy Bob says 2009 Star Trek was good as they had Leonard Nimoy included, so they respected the old series. Exactly. Leonard Nimoy was actually in 2009 Star Trek. You know, and it made me ask the question, why isn't J.J. Abrams' Star Trek not canon with the original Star Trek series? I thought that was weird because, again, Leonard Nimoy actually debuted. He appeared in, not debuted, but he appeared in 2009 Star Trek. I liked that movie. It was pretty good. It was a really good movie. Okay, let's see what we got here. We're not going to pick up that multi-tool. We're going to leave it. Let's see, difficulty 2. Free. Let's check this one out. I think after this, we should have a room or time, for one more ship. Yeah, The Search for Spock, all of the original Star Trek movies, up to and including Star Trek Nemesis, those movies are all canon. Those movies are all canon. So, again, Star Trek, The Search for Spock was not a good movie. That was not a good movie at all. What kind of saved that movie was the following movie. The Voyage Home. The Voyage Home was a good movie. The Final Frontier was not a good movie. Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country was a good movie. Yeah, The Search for Spock was not a good movie. I mean, it wasn't a bad movie, but it wasn't, it was kind of like, Okay, augments. Oh, hold on, before we do anything. Getting sidetracked. We're talking about Star Trek here. Okay, we're good. All right. Yeah, I am a huge Star Trek fan, but for me, it's mostly all of the original stuff. Everything from Star Trek Discovery on is just garbage. It's complete and total garbage. Okay, so upgrade. Apply. And that's no disrespect to the actress, Burnham. I guess that's what her name is. I think she did an excellent job. She was a good actress. Good actress. Michelle Yeoh, I think the other actress. I think she was the other actress. I think she did a good job too. They did fine, but it's just the there was way too much. There were many things that happened in that Star Trek that wouldn't otherwise happen in the Star Trek series. So that's my big problem with it. Okay, upgrade. Sorry. So Mr. Broat says, "Hey, I thought Search for Spock was awesome." Uh-oh, we got to fight. We got to fight. We got to fight. It wasn't okay. Search for Spock wasn't a bad movie. I just didn't like it. I didn't like it. Okay, so what do we got? It's a 2+2. It's garbage. Okay, so let's scrap this thing. It's a 2+2, not even worth keeping. Let's revert. So Ozzy Bob says the Section 31 movie just went so wrong. The Section 31 movie was a joke. I think the Section 31 movie was rushed. I think it was rushed. It was totally rushed. Like, it's something that they had leftover footage for, and they had just enough to make a movie out of it, so they pushed it out. I think that's what the Section 31 movie was. It was not good at all, man. Flying Blue Box, how's it going? Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Says, because of the episode with Moriarty, I will randomly throw out the day, say, computer and simulation, and when things go wonky. You're talking about Next Generation, right? You're talking about Next Generation, yeah. Okay, we're going to scrap this one as a C class. Let's break this down. We'll take that. We'll take all that. All right, let's scrap this thing, and I think we've got time to go hunt for one more ship. Then I got to go take care of some IRL stuff. Says, not as good, but good enough. It was not good. And like I said, there were a lot of things in freaking the Star Trek Section 31 movie were out of place. It just seemed like a rushed popcorn flick. Basically, it was like a popcorn flick. Like they had leftover video or leftover footage recorded from other TV episodes and decided to make a movie out of it. That's what it was. But they did a lousy job. Alex Kurtzman as a showrunner has not done well by Star Trek. Not close, man. Okay, so let's scrap this thing. Okay, let's get the other ship out here, transfer some stuff over. I got too many freaking ships, man. Too many ships. Okay, let's see. The uranium, I guess we can put that there. That's fine. And let's sell these C-class upgrades to this guy. Hey, pal. Sell. Okay. All right. Let's get the ship out of here. We got one more time for one more ship. Excuse me. So where's the daily driver? How much you guys want to bet that multi-tool changed again? I bet you that multi-tool changed again. Yep. It changed again. The multi-tool changed. You guys remember that multi-tool was an experimental like 5 minutes ago. Whatever. We're out of here. If you reload or you leave the system and come back, it'll be the experimental again. All right, let's go. He said, take that back. Yeah, I was, I don't know. There was a, I guess what I hated about Star Trek, The Search for Spock, was that the story kind of went off the rails at some point. It wasn't my favorite movie. I guess it wasn't a bad movie, but it definitely wasn't my favorite. Guitar Guy 80 says those 2 episodes were good. Flying Blue Box first, they gave him conscious, then freedom in a sense. It's funny. It's funny because that's the only way they could defeat Moriarty was to literally, excuse me, literally entrap him in his own simulation and make him think that he actually won. I thought that was a good episode. I thought that one was really good. Okay, we got time for one more ship. Let's go look for it. And thank you guys for sticking with us. If you haven't done so, please hit the like button for me. Helps out the channel a ton. So Darp Archie says, was happy they found Spock. I was happy they found Spock too. I do think that story arc was a little weird, but I was happy that they found Spock. Okay. The freighter is out of fuel. The Emperor has no pants. Hold on. We got to put some pants on the freighter. Emperor has no pants. Here we go. All right, let's do this. Yeah, it just wasn't my favorite Star Trek. I do think The Voyage Home was better. You know, it was funny because watching Kirk get busted from an admiral down to a captain and him and then Starfleet saying, you have our thanks, thank you, but you're busted. That was pretty funny. that was pretty funny. All right, so what do we got? We got time for one more ship, so what do we got here? Anything good? Okay, there's a 2-star Gek Dissident. Let's go on a little further. Okay, 2-star Viking Dissident. That is a blue star system. That one is empty. Hold on. 2-star Gek. That is a purple system. Okay, let's check out this one. Let's check this one out. Yeah, we're out here talking about Star Trek. I bought Star Trek, the original series, on Blu-ray. I bought the whole thing on Blu-ray. It was the Blu-ray set where, I'm not sure if you guys know this, but when Paramount re-released the Star Trek, the original series, they released 2 versions. One version has all the original practical effects. The other version of Star Trek, the original series, they added CGI. They did add CGI to it. You can literally watch both versions of the original series in that Blu-ray set. Now, that being said, I'm not sure if the re-release... I'm not sure if the re-release had was released in syndication on TV or broadcast on TV. That I can't remember. But I actually bought that DVD, that Blu-ray set. Mr. Brote says that was so that he could fly a ship again. Admirals can't command ships. Actually, they can. Admirals can command ships. They can command ships. And typically, as someone who actually served in the U.S. Navy, an admiral can technically command a ship. But the captain of the ship usually has overall command of the actual ship itself, but the admiral simply tells the captain where to go. So an admiral can command a ship, even in Star Trek. But I understand why they did it for Star Trek, the search for Spock, because Kirk never really wanted to be an admiral. He always wanted to be a starship captain. That was his thing. Yeah, he always wanted to be a starship captain, not an admiral. So that's one of the reasons they busted him, because Kirk wasn't a good admiral, but he was a very good starship captain. So that's one of the reasons they busted him. Okay, and that is a purple AF moon. That moon is purple AF. What do we got here? So, ooh. So the weather is blissful. The weather is blissful. We got to check out this moon, man. I got to see this moon. That moon is purple AF. We got to go to that moon. Please be a good ship. 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 Let's go. So, Usail Arcade says, I own Deep Space Nine on DVD. That's what I want to buy next. Deep Space Nine. I absolutely love Avery Brooks as Captain Sisko. He killed that part. He knocked it out of the park, man. I swear he did. Yeah, somebody called Jason Plays. This planet is purple AF. That's a purple AF planet. Where's my ship? There it is. Somebody called Jason Plays. Or that moon is purple. We got to check this out, man. And the weather says blissful. No storms. No storms. Oh, let's go to the space station. Please be a good Sentinel ship. If it's an ugly ship, I'm going to rage quit. If it's an ugly ship, I'm rage quitting. I swear. Rage quit. I'm going to rage quit. Ozzy Bob says the DS9 box set was huge. Yeah, 7 seasons. All 7 seasons. It is, I am going to endeavor to get a physical copy of it because Deep Space Nine was my favorite Star Trek. Although I didn't really agree with Captain Sisko's story arc, technically Captain Sisko is still alive. Ape, I can already see it. We got an alien multi-tool. I can already see it. Ladies and gents, we have an alien multi-tool. What do we got here? We got an alien multi-tool. It's a B class. Check that out. That's pretty cool. Look at that multi-tool. That's pretty nice right there. It is a B class. Supercharged slots are spread out, but still, it's a rare alien multi-tool too. Very nice. What about this one? It's ugly. Nope. All right, let's mark the location of this multi-tool. Hold on. Let's mark it. There we go. Okay, so if you're a collector of alien multi-tools in No Man's Sky, there it is. Glyphs are in the lower left-hand corner of the screen. I like the purple, the blue and orange. I think that's purple and orange, blue and orange. I like the color on this one. That's very nice. The orange crystals with the purple. Very nice. Ozzy Bob says, I just gave mine to my nephew with TNG and TOS. Nice. Yeah, if I ever buy physical media, I'm not giving it to anybody. I'm keeping it. I'm not giving away a dang thing. I'm keeping it all. Okay, let's go. Let's find this ship. Please be a good-looking ship. Please. That planet could be a winner, man. That could be a winner. The moon. That moon could be a winner. Make a new restore point. Here we go. That moon could be an absolute freaking winner. Let's go. Yeah, that is a purple AF moon right there. Oh, at least it was purple on the computer screen anyway. We got to check this out. And I hope everybody out there is doing well today. Thank you guys for joining us. This is the final starship for today's live stream. Let's go check it out. Just so you guys know, today's FAFO counter is 1. Some idiot came in chat and began spamming for no reason and immediately got permabanned. But it happens. Are we good? We're good. Let's go. Hold it. There we go. Please be a good ship. It is purple. It's got some purple on it. It's got some purple. Yeah, Mac, exactly. Hopefully saving the best for the last. This planet is purple AF. Somebody call Jason Plays. Okay, so what do we got here? Okay. I mean, it's not ugly. It's not ugly. Hold on. Let's land this thing. It's not ugly. So what do we got? Lights. Thank you. Okay, this is a... Ooh, it's a light Sentinel fighter. Okay. Okay. This is a light Sentinel fighter. Oh, check that out. Check that out. It's got the Cylon cockpit on it. It's got the Cylon cockpit. Okay. Light Sentinel fighter. Dorsal and ventral tie stabilizers. Single-bladed wings. Looks like mine. It looks like the one I have, except this one is blue and white. I think that's blue. I think that's blue. Hold on. That's either blue or green. I can't tell because of the filter. But blue and white, that's not bad. That's not bad. That is not a bad looking ship. So compare it to mine over here. The wings on my ship are a little bigger because I'm compensating. But I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But that's not bad. That's a nice little light Sentinel fighter right there. That's actually pretty cool. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Let's hop out and take a quick look at it. Let's hop out. It's a C-class. Nothing really to write home about, but this one might be worth farming. This one may actually be worth farming. That's not bad. It's a light Sentinel fighter. It's a light fighter. It's got the light fighter cockpit on it. Dorsal and ventral tie stabilizers, single-bladed wings. A pretty, it's a pretty basic ship, but it's okay. It's not bad. It's decent. Tank treads would be nice. It's got the Cylon cockpit, too. Okay. We're going to have to hunt for that one. Yeah, this planet is purple. This is a purple planet. Somebody needs to call Jason Plays. Red Man, what's up, brother? How's it going? It's good to see you. Thanks for joining us. How are you, man? Yeah, we're just about to wrap up. We're at the wrapping up point. I got to go take care of some IRL stuff. But we will be back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow for some more No Man's Sky shenanigans. So, thank you guys so much for being here today. Hold on. Before we go, if you want this ship, if you want this Sentinel ship, before we go, glyphs are in the lower left-hand corner of the screen. If we can get a look at it. There we go. There we go. Okay, so it is blue. It's blue and white. Okay. So if you want this style of ship, glyphs are in the lower left-hand corner of the screen. This is the Kikogaler Galaxy. You can get here by going to the Space Anomaly and finding one of the featured bases. Now, this is a C-class located at minus 13.36 and minus 38.21. So come get it. Otherwise, going, gone. Okay. All right, so thank you guys for stopping by today. This was a fun stream. We'll be back tomorrow for some more No Man's Sky shenanigans as per scheduled. If you guys haven't done so, please do me a huge favor. Hit that like button for me. Helps out the channel a ton. And that is pretty much it. This live stream is a wrap. Also, before we go, make sure you hit the like button on the way out. And make sure you guys are subscribed to the other members of the Odd Fam out there. You know who they are. Guitar Guy 80, Buckle Up, Let's Go, The Joker, Serious Joker, Sniffits, Dan Red, Cellcraft, Cody the Security Bear. Make sure you subscribe to those guys and show them some love as well. And that's it. We will be back tomorrow for some more No Man's Sky shenanigans as per usual. So with all that being said, this live stream is a wrap. I've been Oddman105, aka the Odd One, saying thanks to each and every one of you for your continued support of what we do here on the channel, and I will see you guys when I see you guys in the next live stream. So everybody, please stay safe, and remember, don't just start the fire, bring the smoke. And take care out there, and I'll see you all next time. So everyone, stay safe. God bless to each and every one of you. Please hit the like button for me on the way out. Helps out the channel a ton, and I will see you all tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow.